Good afternoon and evening, everybody, and welcome to Week 2 of the Worcester Premier League. My name is Stephen Marty Martinez, joined by
Nick the Sureshot Soldo.
And we are back from a lovely, lovely weekend, hanging out with the folks over at USA Darts for the 𝗬𝗪𝗧 and Dark Horse Classic. Man, that was a really fun tournament, I have to say. I learned a lot about soft tip.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's a different game. It's a whole different beast.
Very different beast. And speaking of different beasts, it is another week here, which means 8 of our area's best players looking for more chances to earn points, unleash the beast within. They get that first week out of their system. I guess we have to tell the people how things are going to turn out this week.
Can they bounce back? Can they continue rolling how they're rolling? It's all going to depend on how they play today.
But before we get to that, though, we do have some things that we do have to go over. So, recapping.
So, if you guys missed last week, we talked about how we brought in some new players. So, Season 3 players, me and Berto, did not defend our positions after dropping into the 7th and 8th seeds. We were replaced by Fred Krueger and Mike Parissi, who qualified for the Season 4 play-in. Ron Sargent, due to scheduling conflicts, did have to drop from Season 4, but taking his place is the Season 1 champion, Steve Krikorian, who came in and had a Week 1 win.
Yeah, no, he earned points critically in the opening week, and I feel like that's going to be huge for Steve's game, especially coming into this week. Taking that first week, getting those points, even though he didn't make the finals, it's just proving to everybody that he's here to play. So, going towards points, again, if you guys weren't here last week, like Nick said, players every week have the opportunity to earn points on the season each week. So no points are awarded for losing in the first round. So winning that opening game is going to be critical. First place on the night earns 5 points, second place earns 3 points, and third and fourth earns 2 points. So even just winning that one game, critical points leading up to the Week 8 playoffs. And after Week 7, the top 6 in the points will make the playoffs. The bottom 2 players get relegated. They are not immediately kicked from the league, though. They will be seeded players in the, Season 5 play-in tournament. But again, they missed the big party, which is the playoffs. So going into the lineup for tonight, the Week 2 opening matches, we're going to have Steve Krikorian facing off against Mike Carignan on stream, followed up by Ricard, Fred Krueger. That should be a heck of a game.
Yeah, rematch of the finals last week.
Yeah, and both of those guys, Freddie had a phenomenal run. We're going to be going into showcasing his run to the finals last week. But Tom Curtin, Mark Rudge, Mike Parissi, Justin Burke will be on the other board. Again, thank you so much for being here. And something that we didn't touch on last week was the prize pool. And you know what? We're just giving money away. We like money, but we also like giving it away even more. So first place on the season is a guaranteed $480. Second place, $240. Third and fourth are going to share $120 each. Fifth and sixth, $72 each. Seventh and eighth, $48 each. And you know what? I feel like, and I want to know your opinions about this, there's a lot of tournaments and circuits around here where you have to buy in to play. How special and rare is it for you to be able to just play, and I guess play on your own, like earn your way into the WPL on your own merit, but also know that you're going to walk away with a couple bucks?
I think it brings in a lot of talent and a lot of people that say, hey, I should be getting paid for how well I'm doing and how I'm playing this game.
Yeah, no, and it's just nice. We're trying to do something very special here with that. And again, that all comes down to our phenomenal sponsors, Taproom, Massive Staffing, Balboni Darts, US Sports and Apparel, Days Inn Tavern, Ardor Creative. I'm running out of breath with that list, but those are phenomenal companies. You guys should definitely check them out. But going into last week's winner, Freddy Krueger. What a monstrous performance last week.
Oh, he came out swinging, keeping his average above pretty much an 80 the entire night, and he would have, against Joe, was looking to average close to 100 at one point. After the first set, he was up over 100.
Yeah, and, for everybody who's not in the know, Fred Krueger has been a big name in this area for quite a while. He just recently has started to come back into competitive form. But, have you had the chance to play against Freddie yourself, Nick?
I've actually played with Freddie in some luck of the draws, and just a good guy. He's calm, cool, collected, does what he has to do when he gets to the line. Can't ask for more when his darts are showing.
Yeah, and he's one of those guys where his darts definitely do the talking. In the Week 1 quarters, he put up an 80.06 against Mike Parissi, and I also want to touch on this as well. The second highest average, I think, on the night for Week 1 was Mike Parissi with a 79.0 something. But I feel like 𝗦𝗁𝗃𝗃𝗃 is going to be an underdog, and we didn't get to see a lot of him week 1, but still, Freddie in that game only put up an 80 average. 𝗦𝗁𝗃𝗃𝗃 was 1 point behind him in the averages. Wow.
And one thing to keep in mind, though, is that if we want to see these averages when they're winning, too, because if you're not getting chances at doubles, it does inflate your average a little bit. And we didn't get to watch that match specifically, so I want to see if he continues that run of, I'm playing well, I'm just not quite getting the job done against the guy that's dominating everybody right now.
Yeah, and it's one of those unlucky first-round draws where, I mean, the guy that you play first round eventually goes on to take the whole thing for the night. But, I mean, the 2-0 game versus Tom Curtin, I mean, Tom was not, he was not putting up, he was not rolling over for Fred Krueger. 86.82 Fred had to shoot against Tom for that 2-0 victory. And then a 90.18, touching on the fact that he was well over 100 for most of that game.
Yeah, he had one bad leg, and I say bad as if like a 21-dart leg is a bad leg. But he came out and just stomped the rest of them. He had one leg where he couldn't get out, and it dragged the average down, and then he just went right back to the way he was.
Yeah, so a lot of questions around Fred, if he's going to be able to replicate his week 1 performance tonight. I don't think we have many doubts in our mind, but I know that if you have a first-round draw against Fred, it's quite a scary task knowing that that's the guy you have to face off against first. So going into the standings here, again, Fred is topping the tables here with 5 points. Joe Ricard, 3 points. Tom Curtin, Steve Krikorian, 2 points apiece. And then everything else is kind of spaced out based on averages and other data stats and whatnot. I feel like after week 1, there's not really too much to worry about. There's so much runway on the season. But securing those points in the first week, though, doesn't hurt.
No, getting the 2 points early. You can sit this season. If you win every first round and don't make it to the finals, you're pretty safe from going into the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like, that's all you really need to do. That's how difficult it is to win your first round every single time.
Yeah, and, you know, especially, again, we touched on it earlier, Steve Krikorian getting those critical 2 points, saying, I'm back, Season 1 champions here. I'm here to play. Didn't have the greatest game against Mark Rudge in the opening week, but picked it up against Joe in that semifinal match. But, again, it just doesn't hurt to collect points early. Still a long way to go. So the standings, I don't want to say they don't mean anything right now, but there's a long way to go. So going into the bracket for tonight, this is the full picture for all of our players. Steve Krikorian, Mike Carrigan, Joe Ricard, Fred Krueger will be on the streaming board today. Other side of the bracket, Tom Curtin, Mark Rudge, and 𝗦𝗁𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃 and Justin Burke. So thoughts on the bracket today?
I think important one right now is going to be 𝗦𝗁𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃, Justin Burke. One of them is getting their points on the board early. It's going to be important to get those ones. If you're both sitting on the bottom, just getting that little nudge up is going to be super, super important. And then, obviously, the one to highlight is Joe and Fred, the rematch of last week's final.
I mean,
just a slugfest.
You couldn't ask for a more picture-perfect week 1 into week 2 first-round matchup. Talking to Joe a little bit, he was saying that Freddie basically had his way with him that game. I mean, Joe was not shooting bad darts, but Fred was just on a different level. We'll have to see if Joe, studied a little bit, took some notes on that game. He's coming back with a little bit more of a fresh mindset on that game because after getting, all the way to the finals, getting demolished by Freddie, they might be pretty scared to have to face him again.
I mean, the amount of respect that Joe had for Fred after that, he came up to us and he goes, I just couldn't touch him. What are you going to do? He threw phenomenal darts and I just got beat. Like, that's just how it is sometimes. So he knows he's got to step his game up if he wants to really put pressure on him.
Yeah, so that's the full and complete picture for tonight, everybody. Again, thank you so much for tuning in for week 2. And if you're here hanging out with us, why not be a little cozy? I know that spring is on its way. We have some fantastic Season 4 merch available from our sponsor, U.S. Sports and Apparel. They've done a phenomenal job setting up our merch site. So if you go ahead and scan that QR code, it will take you to our store where you can buy, I think, just shirts right now, but we will have a commemorative Season 4 jersey eventually up there along with many other offerings. But please, please support the companies that support the Worcester Premier League. So going over to the board view here, seems like Steve Krikorian discussing some stuff with the guys over there.
Oh, yeah. So we're going to get started with the Steve Krikorian and Mike Carrigan match. This is another important one where Mike's going to have to get off the ground here with his first points. Can he pick up a win against Steve, who kind of struggled in the first round last week? How much time does Steve need to get going in these matchups? Mike has been playing in this league for his 4th season now, so he's used to the format, he's used to how quick you have to start up. You can't let yourself get really far behind. So who's going to be able to come through? Who's going to be able to consistently get their stuff going? And we're going to be setting up. They're taking their last final throws here.
Yeah, the command has been given, and, you know, I really do agree that, you know, both of these guys have a little bit of a statement to prove. They have something to prove here with this game. Mike, again, outside of the points, Steve looking to continue that streak, get some more points on the season. Mike wasn't on the stream last week, I don't think, right?
No, because he was on the other side. I believe he played Curtin last week, and so since he was out first round, he was on the other board where we did not have a stream on.
Yeah. So again, this is going to be our first look at Mike. We want to be able to see what type of form he's in. Looks like Steve Krikorian's trying to give him the yak. Hey, take some more. Take some more. Tire your arm out. Is there any mind games that you used to play against opponents?
Oh, I try to keep my head down. It comes more in cricket than it does in 01. 01, it's just you and the board. You got to be able to just zone everybody out. And well, it looks like he got 25 on that one. So Steve's going to look to better it to go first. And it looks outside, so I think Mike will have the throw in the odd sets here.
And good for Mike. I mean, that's one way to get into the head of your opponent right before the game starts. Bobby Holt saying, great job this weekend, fellas. Thank you very much for tuning in and listening along, Bobby. Nice to be able to see so many people back home rooting for us and supporting us. But again, USA Darts production, they're doing a hell of a job, so go ahead and support them as well. And Mike Carignan getting things underway here with a very crucial third dart.
Yeah, finds it with that third one. Again, I've preached it all week one. Keep those darts straight. Straying into the 1s and 5s are what are killing people. Let your darts go straight. Let it fall into the triple. Steve, once he gets that throw in and nice and smooth, you can see how well it goes in. That was seen in the second match against Joe, and it looks like a big 1-2-5 right off the bat. Yeah, going to start that scoring power.
That's a very solid start there for Steve Krikorian, who, did struggle in the opening week against Mark Rudge. I mean, both guys really just all over that triple 20 segment, not able to slot many darts inside. Mike Carignan trying to split the middle here. Finds that's a huge dart confidence-wise to find that dart there.
Yeah, and it's a scary dart to throw. When you have that dart underneath, you got a lot of blockage there, so he's able to slide it right between the flights, almost like a little shoot, and it worked right in there.
Yeah, and Steve Krikorian just outside. Looks like 2 outside there, so a little bit of a step back, a little bit of a breath. Wants to recalibrate the arm here for this dart. Goes high, so poor visit here for Steve Krikorian. Big opportunity for Mike Carignan to take further advantage of his hold of throw here and, rock it on ahead.
Yeah, and these triples are starting to add up that every time he finds one, whether it's first, second, or third dart, which it's been third dart both times for Mike, they're adding up, and you're starting to see a lead here, but, he drifts into the 1. Still has the lead, still has the advantage, but Steve with a chance here.
Yeah, it's early on in this game, but both guys, averaging already in the mid-70s here, so we're already off to a much better start than last week. Again, I feel like, is Mike Carignan throwing different darts? Do we have any intel on that?
I would have to check with him on break, because I don't know if he has swapped. That's just one of those that I haven't seen enough of his, close-up of his darts to know.
I think we're gonna have to ask him about that on the break, because for some reason I very much remember. So we just got some intel from Joe Ricard that he's throwing Josh rock darts, so they are different darts.
Oh, okay.
So the hunch was correct.
Oh, there you go. You got the eagle eyes. I didn't even notice it.
Oh, buddy, I don't have eagle eyes. That's why I wear glasses.
That's why you wear glasses.
I am mechanically assisted on that part, my friend, but Steve Krikorian finding that beautiful first dart, wants to be able to follow the line here. Chase Mike Carignan, who's already 80 points clear, finds the big third. So a big 140 there from Steve Krikorian to catch back up. All on Mike now to keep this going.
And Mike's got to get at least a 60 just to be on a finish here. So again, got to keep it in the 20s, but that is a great first dart, so he will be looking at a finish, barring a bounce out.
Oh, my
goodness. It looks like he snuck the second one in there. He's going to go right over the top. Oh, he does, but it looks like a 140. Oh, it's just a 100. Wow. Some real close darts, leaves the Shanghai finish, but Steve, up for the 161 here.
Yeah, it's a low percentage chance on this 161. Obviously, you want to have the 120 every day of the week instead of having to take this out. First start, again, he's not going to be able to take it out. Wants to just go downstairs now, find something big, finds that big triple 19. So a great way to salvage that visit, 97. But Mike Carignan, I feel like This is in his wheelhouse.
Yeah, but he put all the pressure that he could. Now can Mike, under all the pressure, take out the 120, and that will ruin the bid, the wide dart to a 115. So Steve Krikorian coming back for this 64. All he can do is lay up right now. 25 scored, and only 45 scored, so not even a ton of pressure. Still only a 2-dart finish, but
64 is a pretty nice 2-dart finish, though. So again, I feel like this is all on Steve now. Needs to keep his nerves nice and calm. Get the job done. Up to double 20. Goes low, so going around. Did not like the line of that dart. Going downstairs now to double 10. Can he find it? And he pulls it inside, so leaving opportunity for I would say, a pretty good-looking Mike Carignan here to clean this leg up.
Yeah, misses the chance at a break of throw, so Mike to save the leg and save his throw. The also important throw. And he finds the triple 17 with the first dart to leave double 12. Can he find it? And he goes outside with the first dart. He's going to try to work it in. And he goes well high. The nerves, the pressure. You could see how tense those throws were. So Steve, glad to be coming back for this 10.
Yeah, and I mean, critically, that was to defend his throw here. So Steve looking for the very important break, but double 5 can get very tricky very fast. No messing about, though. Finds it with that first dart. So Steve Krikorian, finding the opening break against Mike Carignan, who was shooting pretty well, but just double trouble. It's a tale as old as time.
Yeah, just missed it, and he found that trip 17 with the first dart. I was almost certain that 12 was going to go. But Steve right back into the triples. Going to look to hold his throw, and 100 scored is pretty solid.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great way to open up any leg. I mean, I think you can talk about anybody shooting 100 in the first 3 darts. Not bad. I'll take it. Especially when you're like me and you open with 26s all day of the week. Mike Carignan looking to put another dart in there. Let's see if he can. Goes high as well. So 100 to follow the 100. Both guys nice and steady. I feel like this is going to be a pretty even game.
Yeah, it's been so far. It's really come down to who's hit the double, and Steve has really found the double. So Steve, can he keep the scoring up? His scoring was pretty solid besides the 1 or 2 rounds where he drifted into that 5. But all 3 darts straight, 60. He'll shake his head, but a solid score.
You know, one of the interesting things that, and this is all hardware, stuff when it comes to the darts, the flights. One of the things that I was very interested in and kind of surprised to see as Mike Carignan finds that first triple 20, wants to follow it, finds 2 in there. Are we going to see the big 180 from Mike Carignan? No, didn't like the line, so he goes down to that 19, but still a great visit. One of the things that I was very surprised to see is how popular the tri-fin condor flights were with soft tip.
Yeah, there was a lot of tri-fin ones that I don't normally. I don't see a lot of the tri-fin darts, and we've got Will Stewart giving a little shout out to Marty and his call at the Booyah Cup with "Booyah, that sucked."
It's an iconic call from an iconic tournament. It truly was a lot of fun. I saw that Crystal had posted that on her Facebook, that I had read her mind, but I mean, booyah, that sucks. What else can you say in that moment? Shout out to you guys for being such kind and gracious host to us that entire time. It was a lot of fun.
Throwing the newbies under the bus.
Well, they have to, man. They have to. Mike Carignan, getting back to the game here. Mike Carignan finding 1 triple 20.
Needs to go to the 18s now to leave a finish.
Yeah, I agree. But he's doing the math, though. I like the pause. A lot of players don't have that pause. They just rush it. And what a beautiful dart there from Mike Carignan.
1-3-4 from Mike. And as I said, he needed at least an 18. A fat 18 would have left the 1-6-4. But will do better to leave 128. Will be first to a finish. But now, also, crucially, has to start on 18s again.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, especially if Steve Krikorian. I mean, it really is all dependent on if Steve Krikorian can get down to a finish here. Steve Krikorian can take out those high ton-plus checks. Can't find anything significant, so 60 will leave 181. So now Mike Carignan, some options here.
You probably just go trip 20 at this point. You don't need to even flirt with a 1-2-8 finish just because of how awkward the setup is. You can just go with your classic trip 20 because if you hit 2 of them.
Oh, he goes the trip 18 route.
Finds it. Another one here. He will look to find another one to leave double. Oh, he moves over, actually.
And that might be the options there.
He's still going to be in a fine spot. He's just got to lay himself up as he leave. That's a 54, and that's what, 68 scored?
Yeah, normally, I'm not the math
78
guy.
scored?
So.
Yeah, 78 scored. An interesting route to leave 50. So the thinking with 128 is trip 18 leaves double 10 because 108 leaves the double 10, leaves 20. So I don't know what his thought process was moving over. Steve just going to look to lay this up and put as much pressure on this 50.
Oh, checking. Just right on the edge right there. It's trip 5.
I can't tell if that's a trip 5 or a trip 20. That is sitting about as close to the wire as possible. I would think if he's staying up there, it's got to be a trip 5 because I don't think you're risking throwing a 140.
Yeah, indeed it was. So Mike Carignan now, after a curious little expedition that he took on the previous visit, looking to clean this up, but he's under threat. He's under fire here from Steve Krikorian, so can't afford to mess about. Going the 10 route up to tops. 2 darts in hand. Can he find it? Gets it done with the 2 darts. So, you know what? Last season, I would say that Mike was kind of struggling a little bit, kind of hovering around the mid-60s averages for most of the season. This is an inspired first round performance on stream for Mike Carignan, who's at 83 right now. That's a great game.
Finding the scoring and finding the doubles, crucially. The 1-2 combo right there. Not even having to take his 3rd dart at it.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I know a lot of players are really enjoying these Josh Rock darts, but I think Rudge was throwing them last week as well.
Rudge is currently throwing the Josh Rock darts. He swapped over before the season started.
Hashtag not sponsored by Target, but if there is a crate of Josh Rock darts that happened to float its way over to the Worcester Premier League, I'm sure a lot of players would probably, really enjoy them or take them as a second set.
And crucially, that was the break of throw back. So Steve unable to consolidate the break of throw. And now,
back on throw.
We're back to where we started, in the advantage of Mike, who starts off the leg even better with a 100.
Yeah, and Steve Krikorian showing a little bit of cracking there under pressure, not getting off to the greatest of starts here. Mike, and I bet you he's going to split the middle here. Oh, of course, Caster's curse, but he's not far away from that red bit, and that's got to be just, again, confidence building, knowing that if you are going to miss, you're going to have a pretty miss.
And yeah, Steve doesn't have too many turns like that, so he'll look to bounce back here. Finds that triple with the first dart. He is able to bounce back. Did he find the second one? It looks like it's sitting in there, and it clicks just high. It looks like a 140, and that's the way to bounce back from one of those turns.
Yeah, that's a great visit there from Steve Krikorian to get himself back in this leg. Getting a little bit of respect there from Mike Carignan. Booyah 2026 says, sounding good. Tuning in for the first time tonight. I think that's Jeremy Byrne, our good friend, who is also putting up with our shenanigans over there in Wisconsin. Jeremy, for tuning in, man. Thank you for hosting us. Fantastic. And Mike Carignan looking to go for the 180 here. Oh, no, only able to find the 140. When are we going to see one, man?
Oh, it's coming. With that many 140, this is how we were last night. Last night, through the first 2 or 3 matches, it was all 140s. It was 140 after 140. Just clicking the wire on the last one. Steve's right back in.
Here we go again. He's going to find, only one in there, so no 180 bid here. But the scoring has been plenty for both guys in this leg. Finds the big 125, but still a great visit. And again, both guys in the high to mid 80s here.
Yeah, both guys scoring incredibly well. Will the doubles follow? As of now, the doubles are going pretty well.
Yeah. So Mike Carignan now just looking to keep it steady. Again, it can be kind of sketchy when the scoring goes great. You can kind of get into this groove and not think about your throw quite as much as you should. Unfortunately, walks away there from that visit with a 45, so the door is open now for Steve Krikorian to leave himself quite a handy finish. Mike marooned out, well, not marooned, but 156, low percentage shot.
Yeah, Steve's going to want at least a ton here to put himself at a pretty reasonable out. Got to find a triple here, though. Can he put it in? He goes just low. 148 is still obviously a finish, but he'll want to be lower than that, especially with the first dart being a nice marker like that was.
Yeah, but Mike with the arguably easier check now because he can put those first 2 darts in the same spot if he finds it. Won't get it done here with that first dart, so now just looking to knock the score down. 140 would be incredibly serviceable here. Should stay there if he wants to leave double 8, but taking his time.
Yep, 76 remaining here.
Looks like he's getting just trying to get around that flight that's in the way. His darts are landing quite flat, so not able to find it, but the big ton there, that's a very serviceable visit.
And I wonder which way Steve's going to go here. I like the trip 18 tops. That's my personal route to it. I don't know which way. A lot of people will just stay on the trip 20s because they hit it so often. But no finish here for Steve after that. But he will knock it down. So now, with 80 scored, 68 left, will stay there. 100 scored. So look at the scoring and the pressure being put by both of these guys.
Yeah, this is great darts from both guys. 56 remaining now from Mike Carignan. Doesn't want to get messy here. Wants to keep it steady. We'll have to see which way he goes, 20 or 16. I imagine he's going to go 16. Finds that big segment, looking back at double 20 now. Goes high, so needs to keep it steady here. Find that segment. Oh, and he goes high, so walked it down a little bit, but not enough. And Krikorian, an opportunity here to break again.
Like I said, the doubles are what's going to decide this game because they're both scoring equally well. One person answers with finds the 140, the other answers with the 140, and that's what we're seeing. That might be a tough dart.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
He's going to have to go over the top for this double 8. And he's not able to find it. That first dart was brutal. It was too close to the double, and it made it so he had nowhere to put it unless he wanted to go real low and risk throwing into that double 7.
Yeah, and you could see on the reaction from Steve after that third dart was thrown. He knew it. Shaking his head here. Mike Carrigan, another crack at this double 20. Finds it, pins it with that first dart. So a clinical take on that visit, finding that double 20. Mike Carrigan, I want to say a very crucial hold of throw here in this opening set. Again, break, hold. Steve Krikorian now under a lot of pressure to not lose this leg here. Has to hold throw.
Yeah, Mike's going to have 2 chances to win this set here. And Steve is not off to the start that he wants. Got to correct it. Does look like he corrects it with that trip 20. Can he keep the third one straight? 83 will do. He'll be happy that he walked away with an 83 after a trip 1 with the first dart.
Again, I'll say it again from the guy who hits nothing but 26s every time. I will take an 80. I'll take anything above 26 if I can get it. Mike Carrigan, throw has been looking a lot better. If for everybody who is tuning in, for season 4 and didn't get the chance to watch any of season 3, Carrigan was going through some self-described, just troubles with the darts. Finds the nice opening ton there, but really took a step back. I think he plays for the 𝗨𝗏𝗀 team that actually won the state champs. Is that correct?
No, he plays out of the Framingham Eagles, I believe.
Correct. That's
with
correct.
Kirsten Dahl, if they still. I don't know if that team is still together. I'd have to look into that. But no, he does not play on the 𝗨𝗏𝗀 team. Nice. But he is around Route 9. Big ton for Steve there. Going to maintain his lead. Going to try to hold his throw.
Ron Sargent in the chat says he wants some 90-plus averages tonight, men. Ron, if you hold on long enough, we probably are going to see some 90 averages from these guys. Things have been ramping up. Bobby Holt saying, I remember that, Marty, when we play Thursday. Bobby, not going to say anything. I'm just there to play my darts. Again, 26s for days.
He doesn't want to jinx himself.
No, of course not. Getting back to the game here, Steve Krikorian working with 318, lining up here. So already in a slightly advantageous position, that first dart, finding the trip 20. Great marker. Might be able to find another one in there. Can't do it, but again, we've seen some fantastic scoring from these guys. And I guess mindset-wise, if your scoring is there, how good does that feel?
Yeah, the scoring is obviously like, if you can get yourself more opportunities, it's going to feel really good. But your scoring doesn't mean anything if you're not hitting your finishes. It feels real awful when you're averaging a first 9 of over 90, and then you can't hit an out, and you drops your average all the way to a 70. It can be demoralizing because you're like, I could be winning these legs, and I should be winning these legs, but I'm missing all my outs.
Yeah, and these guys doing a rather respectable job on the outer ring of the board here. Not the best visit. One dart did slip over to the 1 segment for Mike Carrigan, I believe the trip 1. So Steve Krikorian now starting to build off of these darts. I'll put together a little bit of a lead, but darts like that are going to self-sabotage. I like this. I like the step back.
Yep.
That dart, again, he knows that he wants to get down to a finish here if he has the opportunity to do so. I like the reset. Can't find the big segment. Well away from that trip 19. 44. Again, it's not enough to get down to an out here, but a decent visit. Mike Carrigan, 2 triples. Good spot.
Even technically 1 triple, just going to have to be aware that he's got to go to the 19s after the first start if he doesn't trip it. Oh, and that's going to be real tough. Now he definitely needs 2 trips to even... He goes downstairs, finds 1. Will he stay there? And he goes just high, so an 81 there. It's not going to leave a finish, but it's going to knock it close.
Yeah, and I feel like this part of the game now is going to start to get a little nervy. Again, just keeping it steady here as we start to put ourselves within range. Just how well can you keep your nerves together?
Yeah, keep the adrenaline down because adrenaline can kill you. When you're doing that well, you suddenly are like, I have to keep performing. I have to keep performing. And that last dart doesn't feel good, but it's going to put him on a respectable finish here. Something that we know he can take out for sure.
Yeah, a monkey wrench in the machine gets tossed in. Makes the way a little bit more complicated for Steve Krikorian. 97, though, not the worst thing to have left over. Mike Carrigan, again, finds that big 20. Finds that big second dart, so needs another one if he wants serious pressure. Can only find the ton, but 82-93 tap on the shoulder saying, Steve, do not miss this visit.
Yeah, both of these visits are probably equally difficult, but a 2-dart visit for Steve on a double 18 that he likes. But now he's going to go 74, should look trip 14 or trip 18, looks for it. So 20 to leave tops here. He's going to leave it clean. So Mike, got to take this out, win the leg.
Yeah, and this should be a bullseye first here from Mike Carrigan. That is the way to do it, especially for these guys, knowing that there's not much room to play with here. Steve's waiting with that double 20. Finds the bullseye, I think. Going down to double 16. Oh, needs to walk it in. Can't afford to miss here. Oh, no! Mike Carrigan, after finding that first dart, not able to convert with the second or third. Steve Krikorian saying, whew, but now he has to find it here, cannot afford to miss.
Yeah, he's going to be wiping the sweat off of his brow after that, thinking, oh, man, I'm actually getting a dart at this double 20, and he takes it, first dart, forces the deciding leg in the first set.
𝗧𝗲𝗏180 says, high-quality first set. Indeed it is, 𝗧𝗲. Indeed it is. And we are going all the way in this first set. Mike Carrigan looking to hold throw. Again, this should be his set. He did win the bull. But again, he has to get it done, has to show Steve the business. Getting it done here with that first dart. Is there even space to get around it?
He's got to go lower, and a lot of people will go downstairs after that first dart just because of something like that, where it'll kick into the trip 1.
Yeah, and I'm not sure I agree with that second and third dart. Again, he's throwing new darts, those Josh Rock darts, and they are landing particularly flat for Mike Carrigan. So maybe he should have gone down where there was more open space. Steve Krikorian finding that first trip 20, finds the trip 1, but in great company. I'm not sure where that third one
Looks like he stuck it in there. Yeah, I think he did. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. And so look at the battle between these guys, both picking up some big scores. It's just who's going to buckle first. And like I said, it's going to come down to these outs. These outs have been the killer.
Yeah, and if you're Mike Carrigan here, you don't want to let Steve get away to too big of an advantage. Wants to keep these darts straight. There should be space to get over. Oh, my God. The placement on these darts has just been fantastic from Carrigan. I'm really liking this. Of course, as soon as I say that, third one goes outside. But the ability for him to place those darts when there's a semi, blocker in the way, that's a pivotal skill that a lot of people don't really practice enough is shooting over blocks. Steve Krikorian, ooh, not a beautiful first dart. I think that's outside as well.
That one might have snuck in that bet to the right side, so I think he's got an 83 there.
We'll see.
It's either an 83 or a 38, and it's a 38. You were right. It snuck over to that trip 5. So advantage is still with Mike. We're basically at a level game, and it's Mike's throw.
Yeah, and Mike does not want to let Steve start to creep back into this game now. This is a tricky dart. What does he do here? Looks like he's staying upstairs. This is tricky. Man, I would think about moving down at the but again, this is why I'm behind the microphone and Carrigan's playing over there.
So he throws a very flat dart that he likes, like a Ryan Joyce, Phil Taylor, that although it's not obviously a dart shaped like theirs, he likes to stack on top of those flat ones as we've seen. But Steve, first dart trip 20, second dart in the trip 5. They're just going to look to keep it close. Yeah, 95 is going to keep it close.
Yeah, he's chasing, but he's not leapfrogging. He's not getting ahead. Mike Carrigan just getting those constant taps on the shoulder saying, don't break, don't break, don't break. I'm right here. So, again, how good is your resolve, Mike Carrigan? First, oh, my God, it's so beautiful, that first dart. Needs to keep the line, though. Now, I mean, you have to think about moving now, right?
Nope, tries to go straight, gets kicked into the 5. And crucially, leaves the 152, though.
Yeah, and the 152, again, get to stay there if you find that first opening trip 20. Steve Krikorian, 245. What can he get done here with these darts?
Needs a treble. Because not even a bull will suffice here. So he needs to find the trip right in the middle. Doesn't quite find it, and he knows it. So 6 darts for Mike to take out this 152.
Yeah, that is a huge, huge breath of relief there from Mike Carrigan. Can't afford to mess about here. He's going to have 6 darts, but needs to at least get close. If he can't get it done here, he's not going to be able to clean it up. So just wants to find some quality darts, no straying left or right. Needs to keep him straight at the very minimum. Finds that 60, drops his score down to 92. Still not as close as he would have wanted, but Steve Krikorian marooned 185.
Yeah, so Steve Might go down to the 19s or stay 20s. If you go 19s, a 133 leaves you 52, but he's already right into that trip 20, proving me wrong.
Oh.
Finds it again, so he has 65 left. Should go bull, and he will to leave 40. What a visit from Steve to put the pressure on.
Yeah, that's a beautiful setup. And again, it's just another tap on the shoulder, but this time with some serious force. Mike Carrigan, this is basically the set here. Needs to take the 92, eyeballing it, lining it up. So 72 remaining now. Trip 12, you feel, is going to be the way to go here. I don't think he finds it. I think it's in the 5 segment.
Yes, it is. And so Steve's coming back for this 40 after a crazy 1-4-5 visit.
So what does that leave? 6-7? I think it leaves 6-7. Finds the beautiful third dart to leave himself 16. But Steve Krikorian, again, you feel like this might be done and dusted here.
This has to go for Steve because now Mike's sitting there with a 16 saying, hey, you better take this out. But Steve should feel real good having the momentum of hitting that 1-4-5. One dart right in the middle of the double 20. First set goes to Steve.
Wow, and what a game. What an opening set here between both of these guys. Right just above 80 average for both gentlemen. All smiles. Mike Carrigan had the opportunity, had the look, but I mean, that's the level that we're playing at here at the Worcester Premier League. I mean, if you miss your chance at just something just under 100, you're not going to win the leg.
Yeah, no, anything under 100, you got to at least have a dart at a double for. Does find the double with his or the triple with his third dart, but had to surprising move from Steve there. We haven't seen a move all game.
These
now
guys are
decides
just
to make
stubborn.
the move.
They're just stubborn. They just want to hammer 20s. The rest of the board doesn't exist. They just want to just hit the outer ring only when it counts, really. But Mike Carrigan looking to try and find a triple, and you know this is going to be tricky waters to navigate here for Mike Carrigan. Again, that was supposed to be his set to win. Previous set, Steve Krikorian's stealing it away from him. So just mental game, staying in it, staying confident, not letting the previous leg really get too far into your brain. Krikorian trying to find a triple of his own. Look at that nice deflection to ramp up in there.
Yeah, and if you haven't noticed, Steve does throw a very flat dart as well. Those tri-fins, and then he throws a relatively light dart, so they tend to go. He throws them hard, so they tend to just lay right in there. And he's gotten good about like working around his own darts.
I believe Steve is the only player in the Worcester Premier League that actually throws a soft tip dart. Is that correct?
Yeah, because it was me, and then I did not play anymore, so now I don't play I don't throw the soft tip, so that would be, he basically replaced me as the soft tip thrower in the league.
So again, only one soft tip thrower in the league allowed, I guess. I mean, you can only put up with one of them.
Yeah, one quota.
Steve Krikorian looking to fill the bet up with those two, finds the 140 again. No 180 so far in this game, but the ton 40s have been here. They've been making themselves known. Mike Carrigan now working with 400, pretty far back.
Yeah, Steve running away with this leg. Leaves a bogey number. Well, with his opponent on 400, he doesn't care. He just wants to keep pounding it, knock that score down. Don't give your opponent a chance. But he is able to slip a trip 20 in there. Man. But still, 319 to 169. You're not in the best spot.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, again, this is Steve Krikorian's throw here, so not the biggest loss in the world if Carrigan doesn't get it done here. You could just see the spirits are still high, though. Finds it triple, goes, yeah, I did it. Booyah, that sucked, you know.
But crucially, the thing you got to think about is, yeah, it's not a break. Like, this is a hold of throw for Steve, so Mike might not be thinking, oh, it's not a big deal. But it kind of is when you would need to find a break of throw in this set because it's not your set anymore. After losing the first one, he can't afford to lose this set, really. Like,
yeah, and I mean, again, Mike Carrigan's a pretty smooth operator. He's steady. He doesn't really get rattled too easily. So mental confidence, I'm not really worried about that for Mike Carrigan, just something he has to be aware of. And we all have those legs sometimes when the darts just refuse to go. You throw them well, they just don't find their way home.
Absolutely. No one can throw perfect darts the entire time. Even the best throw some questionable darts at some times. That's just how it works. Nobody's a robot here. But Steve going to look to take out this 93. And he's in the same spot, trip 14. And he'll go to 20 to leave double 20. And a clean setup shot with his opponent sitting on 273. Nothing to worry about.
Yeah, and those darts looked very, very routine there for Steve Krikorian. Again, Your opponent's all the way back on 273. No real pressure coming with that first dart in the one. Carignan giving himself the business there, a little telling off. Just not finding much of anything here. So Steve Krikorian going to be walking up to the line here, knowing, okay, as long as I just do my part, this is a done, dusted leg going to the ledger books for me.
And you can see the difference in this, like, the scoring has fallen off for Mike.
Yeah.
Steve has kept up his scoring, and his approach shots have been great, leaving him plenty of darts at tops here. Right in there. A great setup. Just a clean first dart as a marker, and then just drops it right in to take the first leg.
Yeah, Steve Krikorian not dropping off in the average department, in the scoring department, in the doubling department, playing that consistent game. Again, that's arguably, I would say, harder to do over the long run. I mean, we're not playing the longest format here at the WPL. Again, it's a race to two sets, excuse me. But even those 2 sets, you're still playing a pretty decent amount of legs. Keeping a consistent game is incredibly tough.
Well, we're seeing how different the first set was from the second set. Steve, ever since the first leg, has been on point with his doubles.
Yeah.
He hasn't really been missing. And that first leg, he had a little bit of trouble, gave it to Mike, but now he's back, and he's setting himself up great, he's scoring great, and he's hitting the doubles. And he's just sliding wide on that dart. Uncharacteristic miss wide. He's been so good scoring this match that a little weird to see him drift into the trip 5 like that.
I feel like it might have hit the flight. Again, throwing those soft tipper darts, the deflections can be quite nasty, pushing those darts around as they try to make their way towards the board. Mike Carignan here, not too far back, wants to try and pick up the scoring here, goes downstairs, just saying, forget it, I'm done with the 20s. Our relationship is over. Trip 19 is my new best friend. Can't go. I see. That's another thing that we also didn't see from Mike Carignan last set is the switching. He's starting to follow suit with the switching, and that benefits him with just some big numbers being hit.
Yeah, it takes away the blocking dart that you're looking for, and it just gives you a fresh frame of mind. So him going to the 19s is just kind of a mental reset. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes right back to trip 20s on this next visit. But Steve, now finding some stray darts and an 11 is not what he wants. You can see the scowl on his face after that one. And he knows.
Yeah, I mean, he knows. And that's one of those moments if you're Mike Carignan going, hello, an opportunity.
The thing is, if you're Steve right now, this is a leg you can afford to lose. This is not your throw. You have the advantage of throw in the set. You can afford to have a bad leg. This is the leg you want to have it on. Don't have it on the one that you're defending your throw.
I like that switch down to the 19s again. Not able to convert on anything mega, but again, it's... Oh, did he actually find a trip 19?
No, trip 3 for 9.
Yeah, but I like that switch. The first start at the 20s did not work well. He just said, I don't even know why I bothered. I'm going back down to my home on those 19s. Not able to convert. Krikorian looking to just be steady here. Didn't have a great visit last time at the board. Going downstairs, it looks like. And again, looks like there's some struggling going on those 19s.
Yeah, and it tends to happen. I mean, anyone's going to start to find some inconsistencies in their throw, and especially Steve throwing the light darts. The inconsistencies tend to show a lot more.
Do you believe genuinely that the lighter darts that you throw make it harder to move around the board, or is that just all the players?
I think a lighter dart you can be more precise with, but if you're not incredibly confident with your throw and consistent with your mechanics, it's going to show with those really feather light darts because it doesn't take as much force to move them. So if you're off by a little, you're off by a lot.
Yeah, and that's something that we're seeing just a little bit here from Steve Krikorian, who's able to find a decent visit here. But Mike Carignan now with the advantage, holding his throw. Steve, again, started this leg well above 84, has now dipped below 80 into the 70. Well, just by 0.01. But still a little bit of a drop off here from Steve K. Carignan looking to try. Well, these are not the darts to try and get himself back into this game. Not able to find anything. So 22, not going to be the greatest visit. Opportunity now for Steve K to leapfrog him.
Yeah, Steve's back in this leg now. Only down about 60 points, 58 to be exact. And all he's got to do is just keep straight. Keep doing what he's doing, and he finds it. Eventually, they drop in if you just keep them straight. And as I say that, he kicks one wide.
And I feel like that just might be chasing the previous dart just a little too much instead of keeping every throw rhythmic, every throw steady. It's going to be a blocker dart there from Carignan as he looks to try and get around it. Or
just low.
Looks like he's going to stay on it, looks like. Can't find it, so you saw that kicking action there from the flight, so rejecting that dart from finding its way into the green bit. That's one of the risks. That's one of the risks that you run when you go high on those 19s. You're just not able to get around.
I don't know if there was a missed punch there. That was definitely 57, not 54. I don't know if either of the guys caught it, but Steve definitely going to go bowl here. Try to leave the 170. And he goes way off, and you can see he knows he was well off on that one. Because that was, yeah.
A little bit of a miscount there. I mean, at least you know that he's not cheating, because, I mean, he's put himself back a couple of points here. It happens all the time. You're talking to the guy who doesn't know math at all here. So, Carignan working with 208 is just on his first start, so that's already done and dusted. Looking to try and split the difference here. Can't find that dart in the middle. Can only find a ton. So Steve Krikorian now, I feel like 3 trip 19s, leaving yourselves 8 is the way to go.
And we'll see what he decides to do. And he finds a 5 with the first dart. So now it's just get yourself to a finish. There you go. Finding that trip 20 is going to put him in a more desirable spot. See where he decides to go. He does go.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
So a little 119 there to leave himself 60. Just a great visit from Steve. Some great setup shots.
That's a beautiful switch there from Steve Krikorian. And now, both guys again. This is what I love about the Worcester Premier League so much. These guys are fierce competitors, but again, they have that opportunity to joke, to laugh, have a good time when they're throwing darts. 148 remaining. It's not going to go this time for Mike Carignan, who's just looking to knock it down. Wants a ton. If he can leave 48, that would be great. Can't find it, so can only leave himself 88. I don't feel like Steve Krikorian is going to be threatened by that at all.
No, and you can see a little bit of just inconsistency in timing of Mike's throw, as he's keeping him mostly straight, but a 5, so he'll go 15, and he'll have 1 dart at tops. And we'll see if he can sneak this one in there, and he's just high, so Mike with a chance here should start on the 20s.
And this is for the hold. He cannot afford to be broken here in this set. I mean, it's not his set. His set is against the throw. So he needs to hold no matter what. Can't afford to go 2 down against Steve here.
And he'll go with a 20, so he needs to go 18. Look for the bow. And he doesn't find the fat 18, so that's going to be the chance that he had. Steve's going to come back to go 2-0 in this set.
You could see the little, I don't want to say fake frustration there from Mike Carignan, but a little bit of a look at the board going, bad dart, boo, bad dart. 32 punched in there from Carignan. Steve Krikorian now, again, lining up his shot, knows what he has to get done here. Has hit it plenty of times before in this game. How many darts is he going to need? Only 1, so finds that double 20 with the first dart. Cleans out that leg in, well, rather efficient fashion there. And Mike Carignan up against the ropes.
Yeah, and if you've seen this game, if you've given Steve 3 darts out of double, he's hit it this game.
Yeah.
He's been pretty close to visit perfect on doubles, and he's right back in there with a trip 20. The scoring to back up his doubling has just been there. He's been the better player today.
Yeah, I have to agree. I mean, Carignan came out and played a phenomenal opening set. Went all the way down to the wire, but running the risk here of going down 3 legs to nothing here in this second set. Carignan struggling to find a dart in that red bit, wants to try and lock in, can't find it, 45 found, so massive drop-off in the scoring department here for Mike. Steve just looking to keep on cruising towards a finish here.
Yeah, that's been the difference in this set, has been the scoring. The doubling opportunities are there for Steve, and he's taking them just because of this. Stuff like this, can't tell that's a 40.
Go. And see,
only a 40.
This always happens in these legs where you think that, okay, maybe I'm just going to go on autopilot mode, and then a poor visit snaps you back to reality, really. I mean, you know a bunch about that, about rapping Eminem all the time and whatnot. And there's the ton 40 from Mike Carignan.
Just enough to put the pressure on Steve, but Steve's still going to be calm, cool, collected in this position. Not going to really feel that big of a threat with how consistently he's been able to find the 20s. But he is still starting to drift a little bit. Like you said, that autopilot, a little bit of lack of focus. Ooh. And he moves to try to refocus himself. I like that move.
Yeah, but, I mean, again, if you become too lackadaisical, or how do you say that?
Lackadaisical.
Lackadaisical. Okay. English is pretty hard to speak sometimes.
You know, I was only born speaking this language.
Yeah, I was too, okay. But, you know, again, if you become a little too lazy, again, you can get pretty far behind in pretty quick succession here. So Steve Krikorian needs to snap back, find some triples, does so with that opening dart. I think that might be 2 in there. Looks like he's going for it. And that might be a 𝗀𝗏 on the board there, folks. It is. So 2 visits, not the best. Snaps back, not in range, but the 177, a lot of pressure on Mike.
Well, and that's the thing. Steve's bad turns have been much less frequent than Mike's have been. And that's been the thing, where Steve has had a turn or two bad and then kicked right back and found those tons, found the trip 20 with his first start. And that's a confidence builder. And another tough visit.
Do you think that was the right move there? 80 on 264. Why not go for the 18s?
I didn't see what he had left on the visit.
I think it was 80. I think it was 80. So 184? Leave 130 a baby fish?
Yeah, but he would need, I mean, regardless, he was going to need more than 1 triple, and he walked away with only 30 scored. So.
Oh, he didn't find a triple there?
No.
Oh. My eyes don't work.
30 scored for 𝗦𝗫𝗄. So Steve's going to leave himself 78. A nice little 2-dart finish to an easy 3-dart finish if he can't find the triple the first dart. All Mike can do is try to put pressure, and he's not going to get himself to a finish here. So Steve's going to have 6 darts to take out this 78, which the way he's been finishing and approaching, you think he's going to do.
Yeah, it looks like the Grim Reaper is starting to make his presence known as Steve lines up this shot, finds the opening first dart. So double 12 remaining to lock down this set. Gets it done in 2. Steve Krikorian getting the job done. 80.42 average against Mike, 70.51. Phenomenal opening set from both guys. Steve stealing that one away from Mike and moving on to the next round.
Yeah, I mean, Mike came out swinging with some great darts and really put the burner to Steve. And I think just the scoring aspect, Steve was able to keep his scoring solid, and then the doubles started finding behind him and wasn't giving Mike opportunities. I'd love to go back and see just how many darts at double Mike even had, because in the second set, he didn't have many.
Yeah, it didn't really seem like a lot, just thinking back on it. But, you know, curiously, Mike threw that phenomenal opening set. I just want to know what happened in the transition over. Again, he threw great. He missed his opportunities, yeah, but it wasn't a bad set. And then in the second set, it was a completely different story. Steve ran away with it, just hoping that he doesn't harp too hard on himself. Again, threw a great game, but there can only be one winner each game.
Sometimes it's just adrenaline. Sometimes it's a little bit of a lack of focus. That's how it ends up sometimes.
Well, we are going to be moving to an ad break as we queue up our next game. But this is week 2 of the Worcester Premier League Season 4. Thank you very much for being here, and don't go anywhere. Thank you to 𝗀𝗏 Taproom for being the Season 4 presenting partner. 𝗀𝗏 Taproom is the place to play indoor golf in Worcester. Featuring 5 bays with brand new 𝗬𝗲𝗍 laser simulators and over 16,000 courses to choose from, including local courses, you're guaranteed to tee off comfortably on your favorite course any time of the year. 𝗀𝗏 Taproom also hosts indoor golf leagues year-round so you can grow as a player and have fun rain or shine. Great food, great drinks, and reasonable rates. Navigate to 𝗀𝗏taproom.com to book a bay today. Say hi to Todd, Doreen, and the rest of the staff. They'll be sure to take good care of you.
Great teams don't happen by chance. They're built on trust, teamwork, and people who show up when it matters. At 𝗬𝗫 Staffing Solutions, we connect people with opportunity and businesses with reliable talent. And we're proud to support the local communities and organizations that bring people together. 𝗬𝗫 Staffing Solutions. People first, community always.
Days End Tavern is Oxford's hometown sports bar. Always serving up great times, great drinks, and great vibes. Always open for the biggest games. Come for the people, stay for the dart leagues, pool leagues, trivia nights, live music, and so much more going on every week. Come as friends, leave as family. How every hometown bar should be. Head on down to Days End Tavern in Oxford today.
𝗬𝗏𝗀 Darts is the name in darts for Central Massachusetts and beyond. From dart sets and boards, accessories and apparel, to luck of the draws and events, 𝗬𝗏𝗀 Darts does it all to support the community they truly understand and love. Trusted by everyone, from players just starting out to state league champions. If you need to stock up on supplies or are just looking for a good time, look no further than 𝗬𝗏𝗀 Darts. Be sure to follow them on Facebook to stay up to date and tell them the WPL sent you.
Since 2014, U.S. Sports and Apparel has been helping teams, companies, and organizations look their best. Their catalog runs deep, including custom team uniforms, embroidered corporate wear, spirit wear, and promotional items. If you want it branded, they have the tools and the people to get the job done right. So if you're looking for unmatched quality, customer service, and quick turnaround time on your project, head down to Marlboro or give U.S. Sports and Apparel a call. Again, if you're looking for gear that works as hard as you do, trust in U.S. Sports and Apparel to get the job done right.
No job is too big or too small for Worcester's best signage and display crew. Ardor Creative are experts in signage, banners, large format printing, vinyl lettering, and more. With work featured all over New England, they will understand your needs better than any competitor, guaranteed. If you're looking for a local business that truly cares about quality, Ardor Creative is here for you. Check out their Facebook page or visit them online at ardor-creative.com.
Thank you to 𝗬𝗲𝗄 Taproom for being the Season 4 presenting partner. 𝗬𝗲𝗄 Taproom is the hub of darts in central Massachusetts. With close to 30 dartboards to play on and the biggest Friday luck of the draw around, you're guaranteed to see some friends or make some new ones every time you stop in. Additionally, 𝗬𝗲𝗄 Taproom hosts many Worcester Dart League and Minuteman Dart League teams in all divisions, making it fun and inviting for a wide range of players and skill levels. If you're looking to develop your game, why not try and play in one of the many weekly leagues from cricket to long format 501? You're going to grow as a player and have fun doing it. So if you're serious about darts, stop by 𝗬𝗲𝗄 Taproom as soon as you can. Say hi to Todd and Doreen and the rest of the staff. They'll be sure to take good care of you. 𝗬𝗲𝗄 Taproom, 70 James Street in Worcester. See you there.
Welcome back, everybody, to Week 2 of the Worcester Premier League. My name is Stephen Marty Martinez, joined by
Nick the Sureshot Soldo.
And we just saw a phenomenal game between Steve Krikorian and Mike Carignan, with Steve Krikorian taking that game 2-0 in a tightly contested match.
Yeah, some great darts thrown by both players. Mike put up a huge fight in that first set, but in the second set, you could tell the scoring just dropped off and it didn't quite work out for him.
Yeah, you know, sometimes that happens where you just run out of gas. I mean, he was really putting in some heavy shots just time after time. Even his doubles looked good, but Steve Krikorian was able to steal that opening set away, finding the break against Mike for the set, and just kind of ran away with it in that second set.
That was crucial. He was able to find it.
So going over to the bracket here, and what an upcoming game do we have for everybody. Very bottom left there, Joe Ricard versus Fred Krueger. And I've gotten word in that Tom Curtin has taken out Mark Rudge 2-0. But a repeat of the finals from last week. This should be a heck of a game.
Yeah, Joe's immediately going to get his chance for revenge right now. He knows he's going to have to throw better after his comments from last week that he just couldn't touch Fred. So, but Fred's just going to look to keep doing what he's been doing. He keep cruising, keep doing his thing. Because he played phenomenal.
I like that for a nickname, potentially. Cruising.
Cruising Fred Krueger?
Cruising Fred Krueger.
Cruising Fred Krueger.
I think that might be a winner there. We'll have to see how that sorts out for the remainder of the season here. But we're going to go ahead and give the call to the players to start.
And they're going to take their last warm-ups here. And then they will shoot the bull. We'll see who will lead us off here, because we know that the throw is going to be really important in this match. With how high scoring this is, being in front matters.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, another question to be answered in this game is, can Freddie keep the same level of performance going week over week? It's one thing when you're playing on the same day. It's another thing to do it with a week separating the matches. Joe will be leading us on the bull here. It's a pool party. Got to get in the pool. Does not. So opportunity now for Fred to take a massive advantage and start this game off.
Yeah, and you honestly expect him to hit it with how he throws. And as
No
you
doubt.
see, he will be
No
starting
doubt.
us off, and he will be starting the odd sets.
So I know that Fred's nickname for the longest time has been the Nightmare. We saw it last week, Nightmare on Sutton Ave or whatever. But I think cruising might be very fitting for Fred, given how he throws his darts. Very rhythmic, not bothered by much. Cruising on to victory last week, finding those points.
Yeah, he does the classic, like, Johnny Clayton little pump before he throws. But he's so rhythmic with it that it's consistent. Every single time he does the same thing.
And honestly, a very great comparison against Joe Ricard, who does a little bit of the same thing, a little bit smaller of a motion, but finding some good darts here, finding the opening ton. So already a slight advantage off of Fred here. The first visit for both gentlemen. Fred looking to try and get around this dart that might be blocking the bed here, looking to try and thread the needle. Can he find his way through? Can't get it done.
No, and these are the first opening throws of the night for these guys, so expect it to take maybe a leg or two to warm up, but whoever finds it first could end up having a huge advantage in this match. But Joe, kicking over into the one is not where you want to be.
Big shout out to Down East Dart Club for joining us for another night of WPL action. Same to Lolo Krikorian, who is joining us in the chat as well. We're so happy that you're here, Lolo. Thanks for tuning in and following along. Freddie looking to go downstairs, finds that big pickup on the triple. And again, I can't think of I guess I can think of a more even matchup. It would be Fred Krueger versus Tom Curtin. But this is an opportunity now for Joe, like you said, to really show everybody that he's no slouch, and we know he's not a slouch, but to really start hammering some numbers and prove to himself that against these heavy hitters like Freddie, he can get the job done.
And we've seen that Joe can throw the darts. He can throw some just phenomenal stuff, some borderline pro-level stuff. It's just how consistently can he do it, and can he do it more consistently than Fred right now?
Yeah, and for everybody who does not follow the CDC, Championship Darts Corporation Tour, both of these guys were tour card holders, and I believe still are tour card holders. So they are used to playing against, the heaviest hitters nationwide. So no stranger to competition, no stranger to being under pressure. Joe's going downstairs, can't find it, but the 99, he's just, staying steady.
And leaves the 140. How much pressure can Fred put on here? And the one is not going to do it. You can see just a little shake of the head from him. The correction down to the 19s. He's thinking about the math, thinking about what he wants to do here.
Not sure if he found it.
Singles 20 there, but it is going to put him on a 150-ish out, 148.
So, I mean, both guys pretty much level here. Obviously, the 140 a little bit friendlier when it comes to the combination. First dart is found here for Joe Ricard. Looking for another one. Can't get it done, so 60 remains now. Stays true, stays steady, leaving himself 40. Big opportunity for Fred.
Yeah, but all importantly, this is a hold of throw for Fred. This is just to save the leg. Joe has just been throwing better darts in this leg, but it's only one leg. It is the first leg of the match, so we don't want to get any
You don't want to make any bold predictions.
No alarm bells to be rung right now. Joe just going to look to clean up this 40 for a very clean 16 dart leg. He's not quite. And he
what
does,
an
finds
adjustment.
it. A perfect marker dart that sat just above where he can just kind of glide it right there. So Joe will feel good about that leg. That was a solid leg from him.
I mean, how can you not feel good about an opening break against Fred Krueger, and in pretty nice fashion? I mean, 88 average for that first leg. Scoring was there. The doubles was there. The marker was there. I mean, I know that Freddie's new nickname is Cruisin', but that was a pretty cruising leg for Joe Ricard.
Yeah, Fred's going to probably look to come back really big in this leg. Just got to figure out the little kinks as he's missing high and low. Not too many wide darts, but he is able to drop it in there. And there it is. Once he finds the one, drops them both in.
Yeah, that's a statement 140 there. Again, not gonna let Joe have too much free space here in this leg. But, you know, again, Joe is also one of those players, very much like Mike Carignan, that does not get bothered by too much stuff in the middle of a match. I mean, he just kind of does his thing, resets, and that comes from all those years of archery that he's done in all the previous years, I think, before darts started.
Joe gets more frustrated with his own throws and how he's playing than how Fred plays. But Fred, with the 140, drops in the 180. So what a bounce back from leg one.
Yeah, big 180 there from cruising Fred Krueger. And Joe Ricard looking to just make the slight adjustment down into that red bit. Wants to follow with something tasty of his own. Can't quite get it done. So the 60, can you imagine another break followed by, or an opening break, a potential break here from Fred? Seems like nobody's safe with their throw.
Well, that's the biggest thing. If you break a throw, you have to consolidate by holding your throw right afterwards. If you don't hold your throw afterwards, the break meant nothing.
Yeah, and not the greatest follow-up visit there from Fred Krueger. Still has some space here from Joe Ricard. Looking to try and hammer some big numbers. Nope, it's going to stay, it looks like. And that's the risk that you run when you have some darts in the way. Can't find the switch down. Jason Smith in the chat saying, great job, Marty and Nick, at the Booyah Cup. Representing yourselves very well. Thank you.
We tried our best.
We certainly did try. Thank you very much for the kind words. Again, the whole USA Darts team was very kind to us. Finding that big second dart here, so no way out, but can at least set himself up well, and again, under no pressure.
Absolutely. And not only that, Joe still needs a big hit just to get himself onto a finish here. So it's not even a given that he's going to walk away with a finish.
Yeah, I mean, 237, that might be just a step too far behind here for Joe Ricard. And that first dart might as well just seal the deal here, because I don't think Fred Krueger, even if he finds another trip 20, is going to let this 50 slip him by.
Fred, we're going to see. The scoring was evading him a little bit at the beginning of this match. We'll see how his doubling is, as he didn't even really sniff anything in the first leg. And there it is. 2 darts, about as clean as you can get it.
Yeah, and Freddie loves that double 20. I mean, if he has the opportunity on 50 every single time, you could put a gun to my head, he's going to go 10 double 20.
Oh,
he's
yeah.
so good on the top of the board there. No doubt in his mind. Perfect leg there from Fred Krueger, just looking to do more of the same. And
it looks like he's found that rhythm as he's dropping them in right now. That one was a well-thrown dart, just drops low, and he knows it, so he drops down for a 137. What a start for Fred.
And if you're Joe right now, do you hit the panic button?
I don't think Joe ever hits the panic button based on what Fred's doing. I think if he has some really bad turns in a row, he might start to get a little frustrated. But knowing Joe, he can play through that. I've seen Joe take a breath, move on to the next, and kind of recenter himself.
I mean, I bring it up because a little bit of a shake of the head there. The frustration, is starting to creep itself in to Joe's headspace, looks like. Freddie moving around the board here, wants to try and find something. Ooh, pretty nasty deflection, looks like, kicks down into 3. So opportunity now for Joe to find something big here.
I mean, Joe's always been the guy that if he loses to a 95 average, all right, I wasn't going to do anything. It is what it is. But if he doesn't play his best, but look at this as he throws another trip 20 and he goes, just high for the 140. But as I was saying, he gets more frustrated at himself if he can't find and do his dart than he does at Fred throwing great darts like this, finding the trip 20 with his first and the second. Can he drop in another 180? And he does!
Oh my
a second
goodness.
180 for Fred Krueger. 2 180s in 2 legs. He's really starting to find it.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're Joe, you cannot afford to be slow here for very much longer. You've got to find these triples any way you can get them. Because it looks like with Fred already sitting at 142, your opponent all the way back at 258, you're going to have 6 darts, maybe more. He's not going to want to take 6 darts. He's going to have to anyway. But again, things are rolling along here for Freddie. Wants to clean up this third dart. Can't find the cleanup job. But again, it's not that big of a deal. Just wants to move the score down.
And it looks like Joe's just going to try to knock this down, put a little bit of pressure on this 104, which we know is well within the range of finishing from Fred. And he finds the 100. He is at least on a finish here.
It's a nice tap on the shoulder. It's a good feeling. Fred he knows what this pressure feels like. He's not going to be phased, not going to be bothered, working with.
And he's got the 18. Does not find the second one, so Joe will come back for this 158.
And we've seen some pretty spectacular high ton plus checkouts from Joe Ricard. This is in the wheelhouse for him.
I mean, he took out 152 last week. Just a very clean finisher. And as I say that, he finds the trip 20, but goes well high, and he knows it's well high. So 80 scored.
Yeah, that's a bummer, man.
134 scored to leave 24.
That's going to be the worst feeling 134 he's probably ever going to hit as Freddie lines up this 48. I don't think Freddie is going to miss this check. Finds the 8 going upstairs to his favorite double 20, and he gets it done. Bang on job right there in the middle. And, I mean, again, it just shows the caliber of play that both of these guys are throwing at. You cannot afford to miss your opportunities. You just can't, folks. Joe Ricard trying to line up these darts, trying to make his way down that red segment there for some big points, goes just below. 𝗧𝗪, I feel like, is not going to feel very comfortable.
No, and I think after this turn, Fred's going to really make him think that. Oh, and he goes just high, but it's a good marker. Hopefully he can knock it right in, and he does. A little full there, but he's going to stay right in, power it through, goes just high for the 100. So not as punishing as it could have been, but it's definitely not where Joe wants to be right now.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's only 40 points back right now, but you need to be playing with some serious ferocity. That's a great marker dart, though. If there's enough space to get around those flights, might have been some clattering action there. Can't slot his way in, and I feel like of all the frustrating rounds to throw, that's probably the one because all the darts right on the edge, not able to go in, and this guy just follows up and just finds it.
Yeah, just finds that top wire, and he goes downstairs as he doesn't think he could sneak another one in there. Only finds the 98 after the first triple. He would have thought he wanted more there.
But it's enough. You know, in the moment, that's more than enough. I mean, Joe was playing 80 points clear, 82 points clear. So it really starts to build up the pressure, and that's hard to deal with now at almost the tail end of the set.
And the worst part is when you're Joe and you're not throwing bad darts, they're just not quite finding the target where you need to be. When he's missing and hitting the wires every single time, it's just incredibly frustrating.
Yeah, a little tricky dart here for Fred Krueger to try and get over. It's going downstairs. I like the switch there when the first two darts don't go. And he's not happy with the way that round went. But again, we see it so often, even with some of the best players here. I don't like the stubbornness. There are so many better opportunities on different beds around the board. Just go there. Why make it harder for yourself?
I get the argument where if you're moving around, there's more variability. There's more things that can go wrong. But when you have literal defense in front of your triple, it matters.
Don't play defense against yourself, is what you're saying.
Fred in the trip with his first dart. Finds it with a second dart. Another 180 incoming. Oh, and he clatters just high for the 140. Does not quite find it, but leaves a 104 finish.
I feel like Fred's going to crater our boards, and there's just going to be like this steaming, fiery, just rubble left over on that triple 20, potentially by the end of the game.
We're going to rotate it every set.
We might have to with this guy. My goodness, he's throwing some phenomenal stuff. Joe, very good job to leave himself to 170. Freddie, 104 remaining, not able to find it, looking for that trip 18. And I don't think
it looks
that's
like he's
in
just
there.
high. 36 scored there.
So going to have to try and find a cleanup job. I'm not sure what he was going for there with that third dart.
So 87 scored. An interesting route. Oh, wait. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that was a trip 1. It must have been a trip 1 with the second dart.
Yeah.
So a tee-up Taproom 170 for Joe to save it, and he's not going to be able to get it to go. He's going to be real frustrated with that single one. At least if he had kept it straight and thrown a 20, he could have been like, all right, it was a good bid, but he knows it himself, missing it over there. But
I mean, he's certainly not going to get any free drinks at Tee-Up Taproom for missing the Tee-Up Taproom 170.
So a little bit of missing, and he goes high but outside, and Fred finds it with the third dart as he's able to make the corrections. A little scary there, as he wasn't on his favorite double of double 20. and he shows.
Yeah, I mean, that second dart was a little too close for comfort next to that double 11. But, I mean, Fred played a solid game, finding his doubles, finding the scoring, and really just keeping the pressure on Joe, forcing him to stay true on this triple 20 segment. Not able to find it here with the opening round. So, again, this is Joe's throw. He needs to defend his throw as best as he can. But against a guy like the caliber of Fred, the way he's throwing it, it's going to be so hard.
I think Joe is having a real tough time mentally right now with he's not able to find the darts that he knows he can play. These 43s are incredibly unlike him. He's dropped all the way down from an 88 average to a 76 just because his scoring's not there. And that's very unlike Joe. So we'll see if he can correct it, right the ship, and move on.
Yeah, the 60 found there. I mean, it's better than a 43, but it's like a kettle. As it comes to temperature, you start to hear that whistling in your own head going, why are these going in? Why aren't these going in? And guys like Fred make it look so easy catching these trips, not able to get it done, but critically just finding the big numbers is sometimes more than enough.
And the biggest problem is these adjustments are so hard to find in match. I find all the time that I play my match and I play bad and I lose or do whatever, and as soon as the match is over, I go, oh, that's what I was doing wrong, because I have time to process it and think about it. You don't have that time in this. You have to get up and make your next throw.
Yeah, it's the timing of everything. It's being able to just think in the moment, what is going on? How do I correct it? And do I have the capacity to make these adjustments right now? Freddie looking to slot that dart in, kicks outside into the triple one, so an unlucky round. Fred Krueger, 2 visits in a row, not the best. Joe has to take advantage of it right here, right now.
Yeah, 2 trebleless visits from Fred. Joe has to take it now. He's got to find a trip, and I think the pressure is getting to him as he's not able to quite get it there. That was a better dart from him. He was able to find the timing, but you can tell it's a release problem when he's missing high-low like that.
And how often is it just luck where, I mean, it's a good dart thrown, but it just doesn't land the way it's supposed to?
I mean, you're playing a game of millimeters. Like, it's to the point where the wind could have like a very slight one that you don't even notice breeze that kicks it just the other way.
So,
just the other
if
side of
someone
the wire.
farts in the room, it's pretty much over then, right?
Oh, yeah, it's over. It's why 𝗏𝗏 is so good at darts.
I hope he's not watching that because he might have some words for you. But Joe able to find that big trip 20, finds the 100. But again, it's just not safe. If Fred is able to follow through, find a triple or two, he's going to be able to put Joe back on the pressure, hunting for this triple. And it looks like he does lock it down. Fred is so good at finding these triples right at the very end of his throw. Moves the score down to 126. Joe stuck at 193. No way home for him. Needs to knock his score. He needs to here. Finds one. Looks like he's moving downstairs. Not able to find the second one, but now he's in range.
He's down to a 2-dart finish. Fred now needs 4 19s just to get to the ball. We'll see what he can do here. That's the first one. Can he find another? And it will be a shot at the ball right in the middle. And he's wide. He can tell. You can see. Yeah. He's like, what was that? That was not anywhere where I wanted it.
I think that was the biggest show of emotion we've seen from Fred so far this season. He was not satisfied with the way that felt at all. Joe Ricard, 94, 3 darts in hand. Looks like he's just high on that first dart. So going to be moving across. I think it was 76 remaining there. So 56 now, down to 16s. Finds it to leave himself 40. But again, just a step behind, you feel.
Yeah, and he has to take those opportunities because Fred is more than likely not going to give him a shot. And he finds it with the second dart.
Brutal.
The doubles have just been so good for Fred. Barring that one visit that he almost doubled the 11, barring that, he's been borderline perfect on doubles. He's looked real good.
And that's brutal. It's so brutal to play against someone who's firing away with like that. I had the opportunity to play against Dave Cameron at the Port City Open this past tournament, and I think he went 12-13-13 on me. The guy was not missing, and I just turned around, I shook his hand and went, buddy, you played a perfect game.
Yeah, what do you do?
What can you do?
I'm not sitting here averaging 120. Sorry, it's just not happening.
Yeah, I was pretty demoralized after that game, but it's also the caliber that those guys go overseas at play at. Joe Ricard able to find some good points there, 95. Freddie still slightly ahead, though, 401. This is his throw, lining up his shot. Ooh, Not a great first start there.
Yeah, a little wide. We've seen a lot of the misses from Fred haven't really been wide, have more been up and down misses, but another wide dart, and he just shakes it off and goes, we're going to pretend that visit didn't happen.
And I mean, again, harping back on this, Ricard needs to find something big right here. He needs to throw the pressure back on Fred. Just something big. That's a great start. He would love it if he can find two. I like the reset. Pulls back, goes high, but there's still plenty of space. Can he find it? The 100, I feel, is the bare minimum he could have done.
Yeah, quite literally the bare minimum. Fred could easily punish this with a 2-treble visit, and you can see he goes much higher with these darts as he's missing left and right. And that's going to be a tough one. He's going to move downstairs because he sees how that flight is hanging down, that it could clatter anywhere.
And that's something that we saw, actually, this past weekend over at the Booyah Cup, Dark Horse Classic in Sturtevant, Wisconsin. I wasn't aware about how much those darts hang over the segments. That was incredible.
Especially when you have a longer dart. A longer dart means that center of mass is further away from the board when it's in there, and it drags the dart down. So it creates kind of a blocker situation. And it's similar to how, not necessarily Fred's darts, but as we saw last game, it's kind of how Steve and Mike's darts kind of sit. Pretty flat and down.
It's tough to get around it in that sense. Like you were saying, and Fred have to really find his way into any of these segments here. Only walking away with 60, but he's still close enough where it's not comfortable here for Joe. I don't think it's ever been comfortable this entire match here for Joe Ricard. Looking to try and collect a triple of his own. Can't get it done. Pushing his score down within range. But Freddie, if he just finds one or two, he needs two. If he finds two, though, I mean, he's right back in it.
The problem is if Joe can't find this leg, he's going to be in really, really bad situation. Man. And Fred is just piling on the pressure with a 1-3-7.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great visit there from Freddie, who's just cruising along. I love it. Fred cruising Krueger. Joe Ricard not going to be able to take it here, wants to find something. At the bare minimum, he needs a ton here. He needs to find it, not able to get it done. You can see the disappointment on his face. 138, this would be a big one.
88 at least gives you a shot at a bull with just 2 fat darts, but he might not even get the chance here as Fred Krueger, 78 left, trip 18 for double 12 here, lines up the shot. And it looks like he's outside, so he will just throw the 20 to leave tops. So Joe has to take this out now.
Yeah, it has to go. There's no other way. I mean, if he wants to have any semblance of security in this set here, he needs to find this right here, right now. 68 remaining, 18 bull. You feel like is going to be the way to go. Finds it for the bullseye. Oh, and he's outside, so the opportunity evades Mr. Ricard, and an opportunity arrives here for Mr. Krueger. Can he get it done?
You think that he's not missing this double. You think he's going to walk up and just bang it with the first dart, and he does. Just so clean on that double 20. Joe in a really bad spot now. Now back against the wall, cannot lose a leg in this set now.
I think you might be a prophet there.
Oh, yeah.
What you said just came true.
Or pretty much exactly what's been happening all night where he has not missed a double 20. Just crazy stuff from Fred.
I would be very curious to see what the doubling stats are for this game because it has been an impressive display on the outer ring of the board here for Fred Krueger, who is looking to just do more of the same, has Joe in a rather nice position here, and just wants to close this game out with some steady scoring, follows the 100 with the 100 of his own. Joe Ricard, again, no more mistakes from this point out.
And I think mentally that's a really, really tough spot for Joe because he was so far ahead in that leg and then had 2 rough turns that just gave the leg back to Fred when he found the 2-treble visit.
Yeah,
that's
agreed.
it's demoralizing.
Down East Dark Club says, Fred is on cruise control. See what I did there? We do see what you did there. Very, very cheeky of you. Nice way to get around, embrace the new nickname that we have for Mr. Fred Krueger. Not finding a triple there, though, so maybe a speed bump or two along this highway. Life is a highway. I feel like that's his new song.
If last week is any indication of how Fred's going to play, this was his worst game. Like, you got to think, last week, his first game was his worst game. And, I mean, that was an 80 average, but still, like,
he's still at 82.
If 82, 83 is his worst game, like, that's crazy, and it's going to be hard to beat.
Yeah, I mean, it was a statement from Fred when he opened up his, WPL career here with the impressive averages that he dropped on everybody, getting better as the night went on. And Joe Ricard, he's slightly ahead here, but it's just, again, not enough to be comfortable, cannot afford mistakes. At the very minimum, has to keep these straight and steady.
And yeah, only a 60 from Joe.
Bobby Holt says, don't quit your day job. Thanks.
Yeah, I don't know if a singing career is really in the cards. And it looks like he's got one in the trip 20 there.
Might
and
be two.
that is it might be a 1-3-5 there. It is a 1-3-5. And so again, first to a finish is Fred after what seemed like a commanding lead by Joe this leg.
Yeah, we haven't seen any of these high 10-plus checks just yet. Feel like they might be saving themselves for later on in the night here. Finds that big switch. I like the switch going down to those 19s. Get rid of the odd number. So 84 versus 149. Again, this would be a statement way to take this game. Can he find it?
Yeah, he's got to take this or Joe's going to have another shot at least at the bull. And no finish for Fred after a single 19. And he elects to stay there and just knock the score down. And he does find the 95. So again, the tap on the shoulder for Joe.
Yeah, that's a great third. Great pickup there from cruising Fred Krueger. Sitting at 54. Joe Ricard, he needs to find it right here. 64 remaining. Again, he's going to have to go the bull route with Freddie sitting on 54. Needs the big number. Another look at the bullseye. Oh, man. And he just misses it by a millimeter, scraping the wire. And you feel like that might be the coffin being cobbled together here for Fred Krueger as he eyeballs tops his favorite double. Misses down to double 10.
Yeah, does it. And he goes just outside. So a chance that Joe doesn't think he's going to get. He now suddenly has the opportunity to take this out. And you have to take it.
It's the game. This is the game. Down to double 8, can't afford mistakes, finds it with that second dart. So we're going one more leg at the very least.
And that was just to hold throw. That's the problem. The problem is now it's Fred's throw, and even in an off game, you barely took you on that one.
So Freddie trying to shake it off, trying to drop these darts into that triple 20 segment, goes just high on that third dart. Really, really scaring everybody there. But again, 60. Joe needs to keep doing more of the same, not be bothered, not even think about how this game has progressed. Might be tough to get around going downstairs. Not sure if he finds it or wants to find the green bit. Oh, what a sloppy dart that was.
Wanted to go up to that trip 18 after going low with his first two darts. But he's got to slow down. He's got to keep that dart straight because this guy's going to come out and punish with a trip 20. And it looks like he's coming away with at least a ton here. And make that 140.
Wow.
So really a statement shot there, punishing the 40 visit from Joe.
Yeah, and that's something that's not really talked about too often with darts is when your opponent makes a misstep like that. You really have to hammer on the pressure, punish them for their mistake. And it's a good follow-up here from Joe to keep himself in the game. 361 now for Joe, but Freddie, with that big ton 40 punish, now has so much more breathing room. If he's able to keep pummeling these trip 20s, looks like it's 2 in there, but what an awkward hanger. Is he going to go down? Tries to collect the trip 17, but it's really ramping on. 97, excuse me.
That second dart was hanging just high, and he didn't want to knock it out.
But it's still great pressure regardless, though. It's building against Joe Ricard.
Pretty much only a 180 gets Joe back into this leg, which we see is not going. So he's just going to look to keep teeing it up, but he's slowly knocking it down.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Oh, yeah,
tee up, Taproom,
little slight ad
call
spot
out there. Shout out Todd Doreen and the staff. Thank you so much for your support this season. Nick's going to try and incorporate those jokes the entire season.
I know they've got the stream on right behind the bar, so if you're ever wanting to go watch the stream, go ahead there and give it a watch. Go get a beer.
It's a great place to hang out, have a couple of drinks, have some food, hang out, play darts, play golf. They do it all there, and Joe looking to collect it all here. Won't get it done with this visit, but needs at least a ton for any semblance of hope. Can't find it. You can see the disappointment. Again, the nightmare on cruise control. 144 he's working with. Can he collect it here? No, but again, he's going to come back for 3 more darts, regardless. Dorts. That's new. Might be a little Canadian there. Dorts, eh?
And look at that. He's going to leave himself 50, which we've seen him take out already with a clean 10 tops. So Joe, all he can do is try to put pressure on a 180 to leave 61, and even that's not going to go. So Joe just got to give himself a what if, and that's not going to do it. Needs the treble does find the triple, so 160 left.
I will bet you all the darts that I own that he goes 10 tops here.
He will go 10 tops. And he almost finds the 6, but does find the 10. But then dead center.
Wow.
Without a doubt, just with utter certainty, he takes the match. Just a dominant display from Fred Krueger.
Yeah, I mean, Freddie with the 82.98, shades of the previous game with Steve K and Carignan, excuse me. They were in the 80s for most of that game. Knowing Freddie with his previous performance, there's got to be a lot left in the tank there. So, what a game that was. We have our opening round matches set. Freddie continues to just be on a tear right now.
Yeah, and I think arguably that was one of his not best games, but even so, his doubling was phenomenal. If he got down to a double, he wasn't missing it.
Yeah, I mean, the outer ring proficiency was just incredible. We're going to have to run some stats, check some numbers here to see what that number exactly is, but I'm pretty sure it's close to perfection. Yeah, the gerbils will get on it. We'll force them to crunch the numbers a little bit. But in the meantime, thank you so much for being here. This is week 2 of the Worcester Premier League Season 4. Big shout out to all of our sponsors, 𝗬𝗏 Taproom, Ardor Creative, 𝗬𝗏 Tavern. Who am I missing here?
Massive Staffing.
Massive Staffing, U.S. Sports and Apparel. God, everyone's getting in on the action. But we are going to be going to a quick ad break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back in a few minutes for our semifinal actions here, week 2.
Thank you to 𝗬𝗏 Taproom for being the Season 4 presenting partner. 𝗬𝗏 Taproom is the place to play indoor golf in Worcester. Featuring 5 bays with brand new 𝗬𝗏 laser simulators and over 16,000 courses to choose from, including local courses, you're guaranteed to tee off comfortably on your favorite course any time of the year. 𝗬𝗏 Taproom also hosts indoor golf leagues year-round so you can grow as a player and have fun rain or shine. Great food, great drinks, and reasonable rates. Navigate to 𝗬𝗏taproom.com to book a bay today. Say hi to Todd, Doreen, and the rest of the staff. They'll be sure to take good care of you.
Great teams don't happen by chance. They're built on trust, teamwork, and people who show up when it matters. At 𝗬𝗫 Staffing Solutions, we connect people with opportunity and businesses with reliable talent. And we're proud to support the local communities and organizations that bring people together. 𝗬𝗫 Staffing Solutions. People first, community always.
Days End Tavern is Oxford's hometown sports bar. Always serving up great times, great drinks, and great vibes. Always open for the biggest games. Come for the people, stay for the dart leagues, pool leagues, trivia nights, live music, and so much more going on every week. Come as friends, leave as family. How every hometown bar should be. Head on down to Days End Tavern in Oxford today.
𝗏𝗏 Darts is the name in darts for Central Massachusetts and beyond. From dart sets and boards, accessories and apparel, to luck of the draws and events, 𝗏𝗏 Darts does it all to support the community they truly understand and love. Trusted by everyone, from players just starting out to state league champions, if you need to stock up on supplies or are just looking for a good time, look no further than 𝗏𝗏 Darts. Be sure to follow them on Facebook to stay up to date and tell them the WPL sent you.
Since 2014, U.S. Sports and Apparel has been helping teams, companies, and organizations look their best. Their catalog runs deep, including custom team uniforms, embroidered corporate wear, spirit wear, and promotional items. If you want it branded, they have the tools and the people to get the job done right. So if you're looking for unmatched quality, customer service, and quick turnaround time on your project, head down to Marlboro or give U.S. Sports and Apparel a call. Again, if you're looking for gear that works as hard as you do, trust in U.S. Sports and Apparel to get the job done right.
No job is too big or too small for Worcester's best signage and display crew. Ardor Creative are experts in signage, banners, large format printing, vinyl lettering, and more. With work featured all over New England, they will understand your needs better than any competitor, guaranteed. If you're looking for a local business that truly cares about quality, Ardor Creative is here for you. Check out their Facebook page or visit them online at ardor-creative.com.
Thank you to 𝗬𝗏 Taproom for being the Season 4 presenting partner. 𝗬𝗏 Taproom is the hub of darts in Central Massachusetts. With close to 30 dartboards to play on and the biggest Friday luck of the draw around, you're guaranteed to see some friends or make some new ones every time you stop in. Additionally, 𝗬𝗏 Taproom hosts many Worcester Dart League and Minuteman Dart League teams in all divisions, making it fun and inviting for a wide range of players and skill levels. If you're looking to develop your game, why not try and play in one of the many weekly leagues from cricket to long format 501? You're going to grow as a player and have fun doing it. So if you're serious about darts, stop by 𝗬𝗏 Taproom as soon as you can. Say hi to Todd and Doreen and the rest of the staff. They'll be sure to take good care of you. 𝗬𝗏 Taproom, 70 James Street in Worcester. See you there.
Thank you to 𝗬𝗏 Taproom for being the Season 4 presenting partner. 𝗬𝗏 Taproom is the place to play indoor golf in Worcester. Featuring 5 bays with brand new 𝗬𝗏𝗄𝗃 laser simulators and over 16,000 courses to choose from, including local courses, you're guaranteed to tee off comfortably on your favorite course any time of the year. 𝗬𝗏 Taproom also hosts indoor golf leagues year-round so you can grow as a player and have fun rain or shine. Great food, great drinks, and reasonable rates. Navigate to 𝗬𝗏taproom.com to book a bay today. Say hi to Todd, Doreen, and the rest of the staff. They'll be sure to take good care of you.
Great teams don't happen by chance. They're built on trust, teamwork, and people who show up when it matters. At 𝗬𝗫 Staffing Solutions, we connect people with opportunity and businesses with reliable talent. And we're proud to support the local communities and organizations that bring people together. 𝗬𝗫 Staffing Solutions, people first, community always.
Days End Tavern is Oxford's hometown sports bar, always serving up great times, great drinks, and great vibes. Always open for the biggest games. Come for the people, stay for the dart leagues, pool leagues, trivia nights, live music, and so much more going on every week. Come as friends, leave as family. How every hometown bar should be. Head on down to Days End Tavern in Oxford today.
𝗏𝗏𝗏 Darts is the name in darts for Central Massachusetts and beyond. From dart sets and boards, accessories and apparel, to luck of the draws and events, 𝗏𝗏𝗏 Darts does it all to support the community they truly understand and love. Trusted by everyone, from players just starting out to state league champions. If you need to stock up on supplies or are just looking for a good time, look no further than 𝗏𝗏 Darts. Be sure to follow them on Facebook to stay up to date and tell them the 𝗏𝗏𝗀 sent you.
Since 2014, US Sports and Apparel has been helping teams, companies, and organizations look their best. Their catalog runs deep, including custom team uniforms, embroidered corporate wear, spirit wear, and promotional items. If you want it branded, they have the tools and the people to get the job done right. So if you're looking for unmatched quality, customer service, and quick turnaround time on your project, head down to Marlboro or give US Sports and Apparel a call. Again, if you're looking for gear that works as hard as you do, trust in US Sports and Apparel to get the job done right.
No job is too big or too small for Worcester's best signage and display crew. 𝗦𝗫𝗀𝗃 are experts in signage, banners, large format printing, vinyl lettering, and more. With work featured all over New England, they will understand your needs better than any competitor, guaranteed. If you're looking for a local business that truly cares about quality, 𝗦𝗫𝗀𝗃 is here for you. Check out their Facebook page or visit them online at 𝗦𝗫𝗃𝗀𝗃.com.
Thank you to 𝗬𝗏 Taproom for being the Season 4 presenting partner. 𝗬𝗏 Taproom is the hub of darts in central Massachusetts. With close to 30 dartboards to play on and the biggest Friday luck of the draw around, you're guaranteed to see some friends or make some new ones every time you stop in. Additionally, 𝗬𝗏 Taproom hosts many Worcester Dart League and Minuteman Dart League teams in all divisions, making it fun and inviting for a wide range of players and skill levels. If you're looking to develop your game, why not try and play in one of the many weekly leagues from cricket to long format 501? You're going to grow as a player and have fun doing it. So if you're serious about darts, stop by 𝗬𝗏 Taproom as soon as you can. Say hi to Todd and Doreen and the rest of the staff. They'll be sure to take good care of you. 𝗬𝗏 Taproom, 70 James Street in Worcester. See you there.
Thank you to 𝗬𝗏 Taproom for being the Season 4 presenting partner. 𝗬𝗏 Taproom is the place to play indoor golf in Worcester. Featuring 5 bays with brand new 𝗦𝗫𝗄𝗃 laser simulators and over 16,000 courses to choose from, including local courses, you're guaranteed to tee off comfortably on your favorite course any time of the year. 𝗬𝗑 Taproom also hosts indoor golf leagues year-round so you can grow as a player and have fun rain or shine. Great food, great drinks, and reasonable rates. Navigate to 𝗬𝗑taproom.com to book a bay today. Say hi to Todd, Doreen, and the rest of the staff. They'll be sure to take good care of you.
Great teams don't happen by chance. They're built on trust, teamwork, and people who show up when it matters. At 𝗦𝗫𝗃 Staffing Solutions, we connect people with opportunity and businesses with reliable talent. And we're proud to support the local communities and organizations that bring people together. 𝗦𝗫𝗃 Staffing Solutions, people first, community always.
Days End Tavern is Oxford's hometown sports bar, always serving up great times, great drinks, and great vibes. Always open for the biggest games. Come for the people, stay for the dart leagues, pool leagues, trivia nights, live music, and so much more going on every week. Come as friends, leave as family, how every hometown bar should be. Head on down to Days End Tavern in Oxford today.
𝗨𝗏𝗀 Darts is the name in darts for Central Massachusetts and beyond. From dart sets and boards, accessories and apparel, to luck of the draws and events, 𝗨𝗏𝗀 Darts does it all to support the community they truly understand and love. Trusted by everyone, from players just starting out to state league champions, if you need to stock up on supplies or are just looking for a good time, look no further than 𝗨𝗏𝗀 Darts. Be sure to follow them on Facebook to stay up to date and tell them the WPL sent you.
Since 2014, US Sports and Apparel has been helping teams, companies, and organizations look their best. Their catalog runs deep, including custom team uniforms, embroidered corporate wear, spirit wear, and promotional items. If you want it branded, they have the tools and the people to get the job done right. So if you're looking for unmatched quality, customer service, and quick turnaround time on your project, head down to Marlboro or give US Sports and Apparel a call. Again, if you're looking for gear that works as hard as you do, trust in US Sports and Apparel to get the job done right.
No job is too big or too small for Worcester's best signage and display crew. 𝗬𝗏𝗧𝗍𝗽 are experts in signage, banners, large format printing, vinyl lettering, and more. With work featured all over New England, they will understand your needs better than any competitor, guaranteed. If you're looking for a local business that truly cares about quality, 𝗬𝗏𝗧𝗍𝗽 is here for you. Check out their Facebook page or visit them online at 𝗬𝗏𝗡𝗏.com.
Thank you to 𝗬𝗑 Taproom for being the Season 4 presenting partner. 𝗬𝗑 Taproom is the hub of darts in Central Massachusetts. With close to 30 dartboards to play on and the biggest Friday luck of the draw around, you're guaranteed to see some friends or make some new ones every time you stop in. Additionally, 𝗬𝗑 Taproom hosts many Worcester Dart League and Minuteman Dart League teams in all divisions, making it fun and inviting for a wide range of players and skill levels. If you're looking to develop your game, why not try and play in one of the many weekly leagues from cricket to long format 501? You're going to grow as a player and have fun doing it. So if you're serious about darts, stop by 𝗬𝗑 Taproom as soon as you can. Say hi to Todd and Doreen and the rest of the staff. They'll be sure to take good care of you. 𝗬𝗑 Taproom, 70 James Street in Worcester. See you there.
Welcome back, everybody, and thank you so much for waiting. We apologize for that break, but there was a heck of a game going on between 𝗦𝗫𝗄𝗃 and Justin Burke. My goodness, that was a good game that we unfortunately missed.
Oh, they came out firing. It went to a third set, went to that deciding set, and Parissi came out on top, 3-1 in that set. So 2-1 in set play, and he's moving on, and he will take on Tom in the next round.
And crucially, what that means is that we are going to see 𝗦𝗫𝗄𝗃 on stream here. Season 4 Worcester Premier League. This is the first time that he's actually going to be on stream, which is great. Fighting for some crucial points and fighting for a trip to the finals here in week 2. But if we go over to the bracket, this is the way that everybody made it to the semifinals.
And we had as we saw, Steve Krikorian take a 2-0 win over Mike with a strong second set. After the first set, he was able to eke out Fred with a dominant performance over Joe, 2-0. Tom played a solid game to his own words. Didn't play the best game, but 2-0 over Mark Rudge. And then Parissi with a nail-biter over Justin Burke, 2-1. So we're going to have Tom Curtin versus 𝗦𝗫𝗄𝗃 and Steve Krikorian versus Fred Krueger. And up first has got to be Steve Krikorian versus Fred Krueger.
Yeah, and you know what? If we go over to the board cam here, looks like we see a little bit of Steve Krikorian dancing a little bit in front of the board. You know, both of these guys shot in the mid-80s for most of their matches. It's really going to come down to, at least in my opinion, doubles proficiency. We saw just Fred destroy the outer ring there. Obviously, scoring is important, but I think doubles is going to be everything in this game.
But I think the thing to think about is Steve did throw great on his doubles. Steve had some great finishing in his match. Although the scoring at times was not quite there, the doubles were just phenomenal from him. He was all over the double ring, almost visit perfect, but can't ask for anything better.
Yeah, before we get into this game, really quickly, guys, one of our sponsors that we very much love and appreciate, US Sports and Apparel. Hey, guys, spring is coming. That means it's time to get outside. And I know that we have some very snazzy-looking Season 4 shirts on our merchandise store. Go ahead and scan that QR code. It'll take you there. So much more stuff on the way. Our jersey will be coming out pretty soon. We'll have more offerings. But in the meantime, you can grab yourselves a commemorative Season 4 shirt. Guys, please, we're begging you, scan that QR code. Please support the companies that support the Worcester Premier League. Go back to the board view here. Give these guys the go-ahead. The command, has been given.
And it looks like we're going to get started here. They're giving the fist bump. I don't know if they're going to get any practice rounds in before, or we're going to go right to the bowl here. Remember, PDC-style bowl, where it's either in or out. No closest. And it looks like he's in with 1. That is a 25 for Steve. Can Fred answer?
It's a pool party. Get in the pool. And looks like both these guys loving the water, loving the temperature of this jacuzzi. Is Fred going to be able to beat Steve here?
Yeah, back to Fred. It's who's going to miss first. That's the real kicker. And again, he is with a single. 25 for Fred. Can Steve answer? Steve going to go right back at it. And he also finds it, so we're in for a win for the long haul now.
We go again. And we've seen this a lot of times, and especially in the previous season, where we had some epic bull battles go back and forth. Fred Krueger lining up here.
And it looks like Fred is going to start us off. I guess Steve must have been outside on his dart. So a 140 to start us off with Fred Krueger. What a way to start this one. After his scoring was not as phenomenal as we've seen him, to start off with a 2-treble visit is what you want.
Yeah, and you know, again, there's so many factors to take into effect here. It's a great third dart there from Steve Krikorian, finding that big ton. You know, I feel like both guys have to play a complete game here. No one aspect of their game can struggle if they want a chance of taking this game and moving on to the finals. Excellent switch there from Freddy Krueger. You know what? I think that I will stick with his nickname previous of the Nightmare going forward, because this guy really is a threat on the board.
Yeah, but we're going to see if the doctor, Steve Krikorian, as he's in the treble again, this is going to be a very evenly played match. Basically, who's going to make the mistakes first? Who's going to miss the crucial out? Who's going to miss the crucial scoring? But it looks like Fred is right back on the treble, and he's just high. He'll stick it right in there again. And no, he's not able to find it, but he will find the ton to put himself on a finish. 164 left for Fred. And he's 164 after 9 darts.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's a tough standard to beat for anybody. Krikorian obviously looking to try and find himself at least a ton here. Wants to navigate this dart down. Can't get it done. See the frustration there, but I mean, Freddie, it really is, and it really has continued to be a nightmare. If this 164 would be, I mean, it doesn't have to go, and it won't go here, but playing such a great game. And this is something that we saw last week as well, where after that opening round game, his entire game started to ramp up, and he was almost unbeatable in the finals there against Joe Ricard.
Yeah, once he found his scoring, it was over. Joe just couldn't keep up, and Joe wasn't playing bad. I talked to him between the games, between the matches, like when we were on break.
This week.
Yeah. This week, I talked to him between the games, and it was just, like I said, frustrating that he was throwing good darts, and he acknowledges he was throwing good darts, but he just couldn't quite find that trip 20. We saw him missing by just a little, and he's going to have 32 left here. Fred Krueger for the 106 check, and he's outside. Not going to matter because Steve is sitting on 196, but Freddie looking to make a statement finish at the beginning. And Bernie says, hi, Nick. Hi, Bernie.
Hey, Bernie, what's going on, man? Thanks for not saying hi to me, man. Very cool. Just kidding, Bernie.
We all know who the important one is.
Bernie made that loud and clear, and Steve Krikorian not able to take a big bite out of that 196, leaving himself 141. Freddie looking to clean it up, going inside, so navigating his way up to double 8 now. Gets it done with that second dart. Both guys throwing to a fairly decent standard here, but Freddie obviously hold the throw. It has to feel good holding your throw against Steve K. I'm just going to call him Steve K because it's easier. Steve cannot afford to let any of these legs slip away on his throw. It's just too important. Freddie's throwing some great stuff.
Yeah, Steve's just going to have to hold his throw, play smart darts, play strong darts. You can't be that upset with losing the break a throw. That's not the end of the world. This is the one that's going to really matter. He's got to find a break eventually in this set, but he's got to focus on just holding his throw solid darts, don't let him get too far ahead. And he's only finding 45 there.
Ouch. Doctor, give me the news. Please throw something to give Freddie the blues.
And that's an awkward dart as it just hangs. It's a good trip 20, but you can see he's a little nervous just playing around it. Doesn't want to knock it out.
You think it was loose in there with the way it landed?
I don't know. It's uncharacteristic for it to hang straight down like it did. I don't know if it just caught the wire, so it didn't go in at the angle that it was normally. Because his going flat, but that one went in down and like kind of in the way.
Here we go. Fred again, just pummeling the triple 20, making a crater out of it, finding another humongous ton 40. And Freddie, you have to feel every game. Every week, his first game is more or less a warm-up game. Once he gets that arm going, it's a cannon.
And you saw the difference in that throw from a lot of the throws today is he missed high with his first dart. And a lot of the ones he's missed low, he hasn't really had a guy to knock it in there. He missed high with that first one and was able to let it just glide in. A good marker dart from him. And there's that first miss low. Is he able to correct and go around it? No, he moves downstairs, doesn't like it, and able to find a 1-3-4.
Wow.
What a correction from Krueger.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough standard to beat here for Steve Krikorian as he looks to eye up and find something massive of his own. I mean, Freddie is just operating at a level right now that's going to be tough to beat. Like I said, for anybody, it was certainly tough for Joe. Certainly really testing Steve Krikorian's resolve. Thumbs up right there. The frustration already starting to set in as this leg really starts to kind of slip away. If Fred can get something decent here, it's going to be really tough for Steve to catch up.
And the thing is, we know Steve has these extra gears that he can kick in. He's very capable of throwing these really pro-level matches. It's can he kick it in when it matters?
Yeah, and that's really the thing that separates, the top tier high-level players versus the lower-tier high-level players is being able to lock in, focus up, put everything else outside of your mind, and just throw the darts that are required of you in the moment. Looking for another one there. Looks like he does slot it in there. Might be a ton. It's only a ton. But again, it's not enough to get down to an out. Freddie operating with some darts in hand here at 144.
Yeah, Fred just looking to put it as close as he can. Oh, and he goes wide, so going to leave himself 101. Obviously, still a very takeable out, but Steve with a big chance to just kind of set up in case he misses the 101.
Yeah, 140 here would be quite nice to leave himself with 32. Even now just needs the 100 just to leave himself a tap on the shoulder for Fred Krueger. I feel like that's not going to be enough. It's a low percentage shot here for Freddie, but it's not out of reach. We've seen him come really close at previous takes. Looks like a single 8 there. So going to be doing a little bit of math. 93 left.
Yep, trip 19, and he doesn't look like he'll find it. I think that is a trip 3. So 17 scored. We'll leave 84 left. Should be a trip 20. 64 left now. So, Steve, only a 1 treble needed to take out this 112.
Yeah, but it would be a whopper of a take, though. And remember, this is on his throw, so this 112 more or less has to go. I don't think Fred's going to let him come back for another visit unless this goes. So, and that's just a brutal first start.
But visit's still on. Trip 19 does leave the bull. Important enough, but he's not able to find it. So, all he can do is put himself in the best position he can. Fred's coming back for this 64.
Yeah, not able to find a triple there either. So some frustration on the face of Steve Krikorian as Freddy Krueger eyeballs this 64. Finds the beautiful first dart for double 8 now. 2 darts in hand, locks it down. Wow.
Just a bang, bang finish. And just how it's been all night. He's been just cleanly finishing these combo finishes.
Yeah, and I mean, there was a fist bump of respect there given out by Steve Krikorian, but already in a little bit of a dicey situation here as Freddie is looking to just run riot in this set. Already had a 2-0 lead and might just walk away with a 3-0 unless Steve Krikorian can find that extra gear.
And I mean, Fred has been the better player right now. He's been just outscoring and out-doubling Steve, so he's got to find another gear. And that's a good start. Able to find the trip 20 with his first dart, but you can see he just doesn't follow it. So an 81, you feel is just not enough.
Yeah, I mean, with the way that Fred has been throwing, I mean, you have to hit at least, I feel like these players feel like they have to hit at least 2 big triples to really get the edge on Fred here. It looks like that one does slot its way in the very top corner, goes downstairs. Fred Krueger, see what he actually punches in here.
It is a 1-3-2.
And this is what I'm saying. These players know that you need 2 big triples to really even have an advantage over Fred because he's going to be doing this every time he comes to the board.
He has an incredible switch to be able to move down to that 19 just so consistently. But a good answer from Steve. Shakes his head because he knows it's late. But what a great shot from Steve. Keeping himself at least somewhat in this leg.
Yeah, and that's going to be an ugly blocker there for Fred. Looks like he's staying on it. Not sure if he got around it. Looks like he's going downstairs, so I don't think that went in. Not able to collect the switch. So, big 99 there for Fred. So, great darts, leaving himself the 170. That's one of the things that the best players on this planet do every time is they always leave themselves away, even if it's a low percentage shot.
And Steve looks like he finds both I think it's a trip 5 just by his reaction. Needed both trips to leave a finish, and he knows he's in a weird spot right now. Yeah. He does find it, though.
Great find.
Fantastic the 1-3-5.
And now Freddie, the tee-up Taproom 170, lining it up. This would be massive. It's not going to go, unfortunately, so no free drinks have been handed out. And again, that's not official, so don't take our word on that. Todd, please don't get mad at us. But, yeah, the 170 will not go. But, again, crucially, little bit of a math error there, 165 for Steve K. There's no way he can get out.
Less of a math error from him. He hit the trip 5, which meant he could not leave a finish, no matter what he did with his last dart. True. So it was just a wide dart on his part, and at that point, all he could do was throw the trip 20 and knock himself down as much as he can.
But it's still a terrible spot to be in,
to
be helpless this far out.
And a decent visit of 97, it looks like, is going to put himself in a decent spot, sitting at 68. So Fred, gonna have to take this 88 out.
Yeah, 88 is definitely in the wheelhouse here for Fred Krueger. 68 remaining now. He's probably gonna have to go for the bull. 18 wants the big segment. Tried to go for the triple, and that's just a questionable choice there. Even aiming for the triple there. Does find the single bull at that last start, but not the best choice.
Yeah, it was just a wide dart. 9 times out of 10, he's able to find it, but a trip 20 from Steve. Double 4 left. He eyes it up. And he goes outside. That might be a tough shot for a right-handed shooter. And it looks like he's outside by just a bit. You can tell when you're going righty and you miss outside right there, it can be tough to kind of sneak it in.
Yeah.
So Fred, who has been unstoppable on tops, has the guy dart. And he goes low. Now, this is where it gets a little shaky. But as I say that, dead center of the double 10. And the first set's going to go to Fred pretty cleanly.
Yeah, and Steve knows it. I mean, you have to capitalize on those opportunities when they arrive, especially to a guy the caliber of Fred. Little bow there from Steve K. But, I mean, there's still a long way to go. One set down, shake it off. Truthfully, I mean, the averages aren't too far apart where it's a devastating loss. 2 in there, slot in there for Steve Krikorian, looking to fill it up. Looks like he does find the big 180 to open it. Awesome darts there, Fred. Ready to follow.
Yeah, big 180 from Steve. But look at Fred following up. He's going to go just high, but can he sneak in the 140? And he does. So a good answer from Fred, but Steve still in the better position, obviously.
The deepest that we've been has been 6 darts. So if he can keep the, oh, man, boo, it's over.
How dare you not throw perfect darts?
Able to not find any triple there, so low, low, high. Oh, he actually did that low, low, high. Hi, Lolo. Only finding 60 there. Big opportunity now for Fred if he's able to punch in some big numbers here. Really take command of this score.
And yeah, he squanders that first dart, but it looks like he snuck in an 85. Yeah, 85 scored. So Steve still in control of the leg, but needs to find another big score.
Yeah.
The big lead he had from the 180 basically minimized at this point.
It's been completely evaporated, and now these guys are playing at a level game. Can't afford any misses, not finding those triples, wandering, meandering around the board. Freddie, 276, massive opportunity if you can put these darts in the red bit.
Needs 2 trebles here to leave a finish, and he's got the 2 trebles. He's going to be looking at a finish, and it looks like a 140, but to leave 136. Ooh. And how this leg started, this is not what you thought. It wasn't. It was a
125.
125 as he kicked over, but still. 151. He is the first to a finish after Steve led out with a 180.
Yeah, and that's the second time that Fred has left himself an out after 3 visits to the board. So the standard of play has been excellent again for Fred Krueger.
And you can see the thumbs up from Steve. He knows I can't miss like that. 2 single 5s is not what he wants to be looking at.
Yeah, and the 151 here, it's going to be tricky, but he will have more darts even if this doesn't go under no pressure. It's not going to go. So just trying to hammer the score down. Definitely going to go downstairs for a switch now. No reason to stay up there. Can't find that 51 with that 3rd dart. But again, he's coming back. No pressure. Steve has to set himself up with something really good here.
Yeah, even a 100 at least knocks on the door and says, hey, it's a 2 treble visit, and that's what he needs right there. Should stay, look for the 140, finds the 100, so a 2 dart finish there.
Yeah, and Steve knows that this would be a terrible leg to lose. First of all, he's going to get broken. This is his set, but he started off with the 180, and now Fred is coming back with a vengeance, looking to potentially take this leg. Finds the big triple. Looks like he's going down to double 8, and oh my goodness, he can't find it. What a bid there from Fred Krueger. Opportunity now for Steve K.
Yeah, rare miss on the doubles for Krueger. So Steve into the trip 5. Still on a finish, but needs to capitalize, and he's not going to. So Fred coming back for this 16.
And I have a feeling that last start was not thrown as precisely as he might have wanted. Can't afford to throw those darts away because you never know what could happen, but I think Steve K knew that the chances of him coming back after that miss were slim to none. Fred proves it, finds that leg, locks it down, and now this is, what, 4 legs on the spin now for Fred?
Yeah, Fred has looked solid. The scoring, even when he starts missing, he's able to bounce it back, and then his doubles have looked immaculate as he goes right in with the trip 20 on the first dart, and it clatters just low, and that's part of the problem with if you aim low, but I think he snuck the 140 in there. He did. So a big 140 to lead the leg out. So Steve already under fire.
Yeah, and Steve Krikorian, again, has to stay calm, has to stay steady. Whatever happened in the previous set doesn't matter now. Completely new battlefield that we're on right now, but needs to find a way to slot these darts in. Look at that dart hanging down again. Might have been a deflection, but up and down, just not getting in the middle.
I definitely wouldn't count Steve out at this point. He's played enough matches and been in enough scenarios that he's not going to give up on himself. He's just got to keep playing. But another ton from Fred to solidify the lead, to look to go within 1 leg of the match.
Yeah, and you know what? And this is just my own personal, opinion here. If I'm in this situation, I'm feeling pretty demoralized because I mean, it's not like I'm throwing bad darts, but the other guy's a rocket ship, and it's hard to throw that caliber of darts for a long period. I mean, Steve's doing well, finds the ton there, but Freddie he's 80 points in front right now. That's so hard to catch back up with, and he continues to throw good darts.
Yeah, keeps pounding that trip 20, and he goes just low again, and he looks like he will stay there. The 100 to leave a finish of 161, which likely is not even going to have to go unless Steve can fill it up here.
That's the third time again. This is the third time now that Fred has left himself a high out, but crucially an out regardless after 3 visits to the board. I mean, it's frightening. Fred is going to have to, I mean, he doesn't have to come back. It's a good ton there from Steve K, but he is playing with so much time right now. That's a luxury.
But we know Fred. Fred does like to go for the flashy finishes. If he gets the opportunity, he's going to go for it. And he finds the 80 in there to leave 81. So a trip 19 here could leave him a finish. Oh, and he's going to regroup. He knows.
I like that reset.
And he's going to take a look at it. And he goes for the trip 15 instead. Just a personal preference. But a 95 there is going to leave the 66.
And again, he's under no pressure. I mean, Steve K, unless he finds at least 2 triples, and I think that's one's in there right at the edge. So finds 2, looking to fill it up, wants the whole bed, and it clatters against the darts. Even with those tri-fins, not enough space to slot those darts in.
Yeah, it just clatters high. So 66. Looks for the trip 10, doesn't find it, so will go 16 tops here. Double 20 to go within 1, and he does.
Oh,
it's
wow.
almost certain. Double 20 has just been.
I mean, if you're Steve K, he's just laughing. He's going, what can I do? If you're left with tops, what can I do? It's hopeless. It's over.
And not only that, how many legs has Steve just been stranded on, not even on a finish? Like, he has had not many darts at a double this entire match.
And you know, I'll say this, and we're both coming from the perspective of Fred is throwing a phenomenal game. There's nothing against Steve's game right here, but I think it's 3 times, maybe 4, that we've seen Fred already on and out after 3 visits. The standard of play has been excellent, and he's not looking to swell. As soon as I say that, of course, he casts his curse, slows down a little bit, but he crucially finds that 3rd dart. At least you're walking away with 1. How good does that feel?
I mean, when you're on a finish after 9 darts so consistently, it's hard to lose games. It really is. I mean, I know for my own standard of play, I'm trying to be on a finish after 15, and even that is like, I'm not there. So to be on it after 9 as consistently as Fred has been playing is just, it's just top quality stuff. Yeah. It really is.
I feel like his marker darts have been so good too. I mean, he does such a good job of following his darts through, able to use the darts as a guide, not have them get in the way too often. When you're able to not play defense against yourself, but play offense against the board, I mean, it really is something else, and it's truly special to watch. Steve trying to find his way back into the 20 segment, able to slot that 3rd dart, finds that big pickup with that 3rd dart. But again, it's just not enough to be comfortable.
But the worst part is that Steve isn't playing bad darts. He's hovering around an 80, which is just quality stuff. It's just when you run into a guy that, again, is leaving himself finishes after 9 darts consistently, what do you do besides play better, I guess? Yeah. Like, that's all you can do.
A rare 60 there from Fred Krueger knocks the score down to 254. So the opportunity now for Steve Krikorian. I think at 276, finds that first dart with love a full bed here. Can't do it. Even the ton 40 will be just fine. Looks like he only grabs the ton, so not at a finish. Opportunity now for Fred to leapfrog him and get down to an out first.
Yeah, I think that's important to notice is that Steve hasn't done a lot wrong in this game.
Yeah, I know.
Besides just straight up get outscored, and that looks like 4 from Freddie. So Steve's going to have a big chance in this leg now. Try to cut the lead. Going to keep himself alive. So at least 6 darts from 176.
Yeah, and if anything, Fred's going to try and leave himself double 20, no matter how he gets there. He wants to do that. Steve working with 176. Chat, you are here. What is your favorite double? Don't be afraid to let us know. Type it in the chat. We'll interact with you guys. Just glad you're here. Steve Krikorian only able to find 60, so he's down to an out. The low percentage shot, ton 16 in the wheelhouse. But Freddie, very rare he's behind, but he's starting to bust the score down as best as he can.
He'll probably go bull here.
Yeah, needs to go
or
bull
he'll go down to the trip 19s. It depends on how he's feeling. He's going to reset, think about what he wants to do.
The switch has been good, so we'll see what he does.
Does go
Finds
bull.
the bull.
Leaves the Shanghai finish. But Steve, on a 1 treble visit, very doable. I've seen him take out way bigger finishes than this. So he definitely can do this. Needs to find a treble, though. This has to go. Trip 20. And he goes wide. I think the pressure was just so on there. Does not quite find it. And you can, and with Steve, he loves that double 18. He loves it. And you could just see the frustration on him. But Fred, coming back.
120 wants to Shanghai. Bobby's saying 36. Freddie wants to keep all of these straight so he can find his way back to his favorite double 20. Steve nodding his head in the background. Wants the double 20. One dart at it. Oh, what a take there from Fred Krueger. Massive checkout and just a way to end the game. The cherry on top.
Yeah, just an absolute. And look at the respect from Steve. He knows when the guy on the other side, he was just playing a phenomenal game, and then caps it off with a 120 finish. Just great stuff.
Yeah.
And I want to point out again, Steve did very little wrong in that game. He played very good darts and just got outscored.
Yeah, and sometimes the other guy is just better. That's the way that this game goes. So coming back here to the cam here, I mean, again, this is the second week in a row that we have seen Fred Krueger elevate his game, that extra gear, moving into the semifinals. That's 2 weeks in a row, finals appearances for Fred.
Yeah, I mean, the way he's playing, he deserves them.
Yeah.
The scoring and the finishing has just been so consistently strong that no one's been able to touch him.
Yeah.
No one's really even came close so far.
Well, we'll see, because on the other side of the bracket, our next match in a few minutes here, it's going to be Tom Curtin versus Mike Parissi. We'll see who gets the advantage on that one, joins Fred in the finals. Don't go anywhere. Be right back after these few short messages. See you soon.
Thank you to 𝗬𝗲 Taproom for being the Season 4 presenting partner. 𝗬𝗲 Taproom is the place to play indoor golf in Worcester. Featuring 5 bays with brand new 𝗬𝗲𝗨𝗧𝗀 laser simulators and over 16,000 courses to choose from, including local courses, you're guaranteed to tee off comfortably on your favorite course any time of the year. 𝗬𝗲 Taproom also hosts indoor golf leagues year-round so you can grow as a player and have fun rain or shine. Great food, great drinks, and reasonable rates. Navigate to 𝗬𝗲taproom.com to book a bay today. Say hi to Todd, Doreen, and the rest of the staff. They'll be sure to take good care of you.
Great teams don't happen by chance. They're built on trust, teamwork, and people who show up when it matters. At 𝗦𝗫liche Staffing Solutions, we connect people with opportunity and businesses with reliable talent. And we're proud to support the local communities and organizations that bring people together. 𝗦𝗫liche Staffing Solutions, people first, community always.
Days End Tavern is Oxford's hometown sports bar, always serving up great times, great drinks, and great vibes. Always open for the biggest games. Come for the people, stay for the dart leagues, pool leagues, trivia nights, live music, and so much more going on every week. Come as friends, leave as family. How every hometown bar should be. Head on down to Days End Tavern in Oxford today.
𝗨𝗨𝗨𝗏 Darts is the name in darts for Central Massachusetts and beyond. From dart sets and boards, accessories and apparel, to luck of the draws and events, 𝗨𝗨𝗨𝗏 Darts does it all to support the community they truly understand and love. Trusted by everyone, from players just starting out to state league champions, if you need to stock up on supplies or are just looking for a good time, look no further than 𝗨𝗨𝗨𝗏 Darts. Be sure to follow them on Facebook to stay up to date and tell them the WPL sent you.
Since 2014, U.S. Sports and Apparel has been helping teams, companies, and organizations look their best. Their catalog runs deep, including custom team uniforms, embroidered corporate wear, spirit wear, and promotional items. If you want it branded, they have the tools and the people to get the job done right. So if you're looking for unmatched quality, customer service, and quick turnaround time on your project, head down to Marlboro or give U.S. Sports and Apparel a call. Again, if you're looking for gear that works as hard as you do, trust in U.S. Sports and Apparel to get the job done right.
No job is too big or too small for Worcester's best signage and display crew. 𝗦𝗫𝗀𝗏 are experts in signage, banners, large format printing, vinyl lettering, and more. With work featured all over New England, they will understand your needs better than any competitor, guaranteed. If you're looking for a local business that truly cares about quality, 𝗦𝗫𝗀𝗏 is here for you. Check out their Facebook page or visit them online at 𝗦𝗫𝗀𝗏.com.
Thank you to 𝗬𝗲 Taproom for being the Season 4 presenting partner. 𝗬𝗲 Taproom is the hub of darts in Central Massachusetts. With close to 30 dartboards to play on and the biggest Friday luck of the draw around, you're guaranteed to see some friends or make some new ones every time you stop in. Additionally, 𝗬𝗏 Taproom hosts many Worcester Dart League and Minuteman Dart League teams in all divisions, making it fun and inviting for a wide range of players and skill levels. If you're looking to develop your game, why not try and play in one of the many weekly leagues from cricket to long format 501? You're going to grow as a player and have fun doing it. So if you're serious about darts, stop by 𝗬𝗏 Taproom as soon as you can. Say hi to Todd and Doreen and the rest of the staff. They'll be sure to take good care of you. 𝗬𝗏 Taproom, 70 James Street in Worcester. See you there.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Worcester Premier League Week 2, Season 4. And man, oh man, going to the party cam here.
The party cam.
It's still the party cam, not just the Marty cam anymore. Steven Martinez, joined by
Nick the Sureshot Soldo.
And man, oh man, what a game that was between Fred Krueger and Steve Krikorian. Your thoughts?
Fred just looks unstoppable. And I got to talk with both of them. And when you talk to Steve, it's like he didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
When your opponent is throwing in the 90s and he's throwing, leaving himself finishes after 9 darts
I think
it's crazy.
Confirmed, I think it was just 3 times that he did that. But the scoring was so good from Fred, where even if he wasn't at like 2 and out, he was still extremely close, which is just frightening to play against.
But even if he did it 3 times, they played 7 legs, I believe.
It's almost half.
Yeah, that's basically half the legs that he's getting down. And that's not even counting if he went down after 12 darts, you know what I mean? There was so many legs where the scoring was just unstoppable.
Yeah, and so Fred Krueger obviously will be in the finals, and he is awaiting the winner of our current game that we're going to have here on the board. Look at that monument of a man, 𝗦𝗁𝗃𝗧𝗄. This is the first time that we have actually ever seen him on the stream, so congratulations to Mike for earning points. And I have to say, Tom Curtin with the shaved beard is throwing me off big time.
The emperor without his clothes.
No, he's wearing clothes for sure. Don't shave those off, Tom, my goodness. But these guys, I mean, we already know that Tom is a heavy hitter for sure. 𝗦𝗁𝗃𝗧𝗄, he has thrown good darts in the past. 79 against Fred Krueger week 1, lost in that opening game. Very close nail-biter game against Justin Burke today. Your thoughts on Mike?
I think he's got a lot to prove, and I think, honestly, even if he goes and loses this match, picking up the 2 points against Justin is crucial. It's going to help keep him off the bottom and give him a little bit of confidence going into these other matches that might be seen as like the underdog.
Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and give the command to these guys really quickly. Command has been given, so they know to start. And I mean, Tom, back-to-back Season 2, Season 3 champion. This guy is no stranger to throwing crazy darts. And I feel like he's expecting, well, a little bit more of a challenge here with Fred topping the standings so far, throwing some immaculate darts. I really think that this guy wants the rematch against Freddie in the final tonight, but he has to get through Mike first.
And yeah, I mean, he's going to want to come back, and getting knocked out in the second round by Fred is not where he wants to be defending his title. So that's going to be well outside for Mike, as Tom going to look to take the start in this. Let's see if he can find the ball as he does. So Tom will be opening up our second semifinal match to see who will match up against Fred Krueger. Will it be a rematch of Tom and Mike, or Tom and Fred, or will Mike have his maiden win be followed with a championship?
We'll see here. I mean, Tom, you know, I think he threw about an 85 average last week against Fred. So, I mean, he was not throwing bad darts at all. But I think we've seen this a couple times in the past. Sometimes Tom can be a little slow to start, and this is the opportunity where you have to get on him quick. You have to find your scores. You have to find these legs, because if you go one set up on Tom, I mean, granted, he's going to turn it on. He's going to be mad. He's going to be upset. But you cannot afford to not take advantage of a slower start from the Emperor.
If you're given a gift, you can't give it back. That's the problem. So there he is, the 140 after the poor first visit of 42. Comes back with the 140. To try to hold his throw. What does Parissi have to answer? Not the dart he wants, drifting into the 1. Can he straighten it out? 41 is not going to cut it in this leg.
That's a tough visit there from 𝗦𝗁𝗃𝗧𝗄. And I guess for everybody who doesn't know, do you know a lot about Mike, where he shoots out of? What his happenings? Do you have any intel on Mike?
So he does play on the 𝗏𝗏 teams for Minuteman. He is out of that Route 9 sports bar. What do we have, a 1-2-3? No, it's only an 83 as it kicks. So we know at the play-in, he had quite the crowd as all the 𝗏𝗏s and all the Route 9 sports bar fans came out to support him. And
he did, yeah. I mean, he had so much support there, which is great to see. It's what we're trying to build here with the Worcester Premier League. Get everybody out to support their local guys. And he got it done against Steve Krikorian in that final game.
Literally a last leg decider, as nervy as it gets, as Tom Curtin fires in another ton to really put himself on a finish and take control of this first leg.
Yeah, and Mike's going to have to muster more of that resolve here. He faces off against probably one of his toughest tests yet. I've seen him at tournaments. He was up at Port City. I believe he and Mike Carignan actually took out Jason Brandon and Leonard Gates in, I think, open doubles cricket, I believe.
I think it was doubles 0-1, but regardless, a huge team to take down.
And he was, no offense to Mike, but Parissi was the main driver of that game towards the end when it got really nervy. So this man has some fantastic darts in him, looking a little rough here in the opening leg with Tom sitting on the 40 left. But I'm sure as this game develops, we're going to start to see some crazy darts here from Mike.
Yeah, it just shows he has the experience going up against these big guys, against the top shots. And as Tom just shows, he is the top shot. He is the guy to beat. He is the one with the target on his back.
The Emperor is not messing around here in the opening leg. 93.94 opening round salvo from the Emperor. Mike Parissi knows that a 56 is not going to be good enough to beat anybody here on any given day, any given Monday, but needs to start locking in these darts if he wants to give Tom a true test here.
But yeah, Tom not showing any. Yeah, it was doubles 0-1.
Thank you, Mike. You were there.
But Tom not showing the weakness now as he fires in 2 trip 20s. And it looks like he goes wide for that third dart, but a big ton 35 found. And he's off and rolling.
Yeah, Mike Parissi just needs to keep these darts steady now. Again, a little bit of a gift there, a little bit of opportunity now. Slots that second dart in there, can't follow it, so follows the visit from Tom with a ton. Keeps steady, keeps honest, and Tom Curtin, again, nothing really bothers this guy. He just finds his triples, blows up the numbers, finds 2 in there. The Emperor looking for a 180, gets it done. Big 180 from Tom Curtin.
Yeah, Tom Curtin, unfazed by everything. This is already looking better than he looked last week, as he's not straying to the left and right as much as he was. Now he's able to keep those darts straight, and the 180 follows. And a 100 followed by Mike. Not quite going to be enough, as Tom's going to have 6 darts to take out this 186.
I would say a little bit of a better leg, though, from Mike developing here, though. I mean, he's starting to get into his game, and I feel like one of the biggest differences that a lot of players coming into the Worcester Premier League are going to experience is you don't have a lot of time. Steel tip players here in New England, we're used to that short format, but these guys are ruthlessly aggressive, and they are going to make you pay if you can't play your best stuff right out of the gate.
Yeah, holds of throws matter, and getting off to a strong first set matters. A big 96 found as he's starting to settle into a groove, able to move down to that trip 19, but Tom Curtin finds at 19, but needs to find the triple here. Doesn't find it, so all he can do is lay up now. A lot of the times, trip 16 is the move, but trip 20 will be the move on this occasion. A 58 scored, so 145 for Mike Parissi to steal the leg.
Yeah, massive opportunity. I mean, these are the shots that you have to try and take. It's so close there with that first dart. Second dart goes outside, so some frustrating throws here from Mike Parissi. I'm not sure if he even caught anything worthwhile with that third dart. No, he did not. I mean, those are the opportunities that you have to take if you're given them, because going down to these 16s or 8s, upstairs is a double 20. You're not going to get many opportunities. Coming back for another one, 104 needs to get it done.
But now, because that visit was so low by Mike, he's still at a 104 finish. But I say that, he finds the trip 20. He either goes 12 or 4 here. Goes for the 4 for tops to steal the leg. And he does! A 104 finish for Mike Parissi to take leg 2.
What a take from Mike Parissi to tie up this set. I mean, that's a statement against the Emperor, saying you're not safe either.
But look at this, the Emperor striking back, but goes well wide with that third dart. He's unhappy with the third one, as those first 2 looked so clean, but a 135 start for Tom Curtin.
I think we might have been a little too loud because Mike had a little smile on his face. I think he heard us with the big call, the big shout there. But, I mean, how can you not be excited? You just took out a ton plus at the WPL against a guy like Tom Curtin. That's got to feel good.
And he deserves it. When you take a shot like that, it's a high-pressure shot when you're given that opportunity. You had a poor visit the turn before to come out and hold your nerve, take that out against a top shot like Tom Curtin. Just phenomenal stuff.
Yeah, and he's looking to do more of the same here. So again, that first start has just been slightly high consistently here, not able to go underneath. Mike is a taller shooter, so again, a lot of players have that opportunity to slot darts underneath. If you're a taller guy, sometimes it's hard to get those darts underneath each other.
Yeah, you tend to want to stack them, but look at this. 2 trebles found, and he finds another treble. It's just the wrong one. but just great darts from Tom. The power scoring coming in, and it's just been the doubles for Tom.
And this is
Gotta be
something
able
that
to find it.
this is something that we've seen before, where if you start to feel yourself a little bit, feel a little good, feel a little groovy on the dartboard, Tom gets mad. And he really powers up, finds that extra gear. And I think there's one thing scarier than a normal Tom Curtin. It's an angry Tom Curtin. That's a guy I never want to face off against.
I think there was a pretty popular clip of ours where I walked up and took out like a 100 finish or something like that against them, and then literally the next leg, the Emperor's Wrath leads out with the 180 on me, and I go, well, what are you gonna do about that?
Yeah, and Mike Parissi with that opening one. Not much he can do here. Trying to bring his score down as best as he can. Able to lock in two. You can tell by the reaction there. It's just not going to be enough as Tom eyeballing 68.
Yeah, it's still sitting on 179. Tom's got all the time in the world. He'll go 16 for double 16. Is that one in the way? No, it's not, but it goes wide.
And that was well outside there for Tom Curtin. Uncharacteristic, but it is something that we saw in week one where his darts were going left and right by a significant margin.
And I mean, it's a safer double with your opponent not on a finish. There's no reason to really pressure it and like risk hitting like a double 7 down low. I think it's just a safe play because now he's still sitting on a 135 and 32 is just getting eyeballed up. He's just going to walk it right in, nice and safe. Oh, well inside.
Wide.
So he finds it, corrects it with the third dart. But a little bit of a scare there.
Yeah, if I was Tom Curtin, I would not be satisfied with how difficult it was to find that double. But Mike Parissi, leading off now in this leg, wants to get off to a rocket ship of a start, finds the first dart, goes high on the second one, wants to slot this one in and goes wide, pulls it to the right. So opportunity now for Tom to really punish.
And we're seeing Mike starting to find those trebles now. His first couple visits in the first leg, the darts were not bad. They were just not quite finding the treble. Almost like what we see here with Tom. They're not bad darts. They're just not quite landing where they need to go.
Yeah, unfortunate visit there from Tom Curtin, but a huge opportunity for Mike, who finds the one with the opening dart. Needs to try and drop this dart down. Can't do it. So a little bit of a break there for Tom Curtin as he kind of centers himself, focuses up, just wants to get these darts into that red segment.
Yeah, Tom's got to recenter himself and figure out where he's going. We saw this last week where he struggled in some spots. Does sneak it in the corner of that trip 20, but he'll be unhappy with that visit with only a 66.
Yeah, I mean, again, and if you're Mike Parissi, you're holding your throw here. Your opponent's not throwing that great. You cannot afford darts like that go haywire into the 5. You need to start scoring now because Tom's not going to be down for too long. That 45 is not going to be satisfactory.
Yeah, absolutely not. Got to pick up his stuff. Now only 45 points down. Tom's almost certain to come back from this, but he looks to walk it up. And he does. There, finds the ton. Not absolutely critical, but Mike still needs to find a big visit to kind of put himself in charge.
Yeah, and how often does Tom Curtin walk away from a visit not finding at least one significant triple? Mike, again, struggling to keep these darts centered here, so awkward stuff now. Maybe some weird arm things going on. The mechanism's not quite working right for Mike. Tom looking to move it over to the right, finds it in a really great spot. If he can put another one in there, the 95 is serviceable.
Oh, it's a 140. Snuck
Excuse
that
me,
first dart
140.
in.
Wow, my bad. Excuse me.
I would say a little more than serviceable there.
And 291 now for Mike. And again, just struggling. The first dart not going all the way. Second dart finding that 5. Again, just looking for anything in the breakfast. Well, it's 9:30 at night, and I don't think breakfast is quite appropriate.
Oh, I'm sure you could find some places that'll give you breakfast.
I'm sure you could find it, but I mean, it's not breakfast time.
So Tom, trip 20. He's not going to find, but I don't think he would go for bull anyway. You can leave it hanging. That's not going to be the visit he wants. So only a 56 for Tom. Still has some time. Mike needs a pretty big visit to keep himself in this leg.
Yeah, and again, no pressure. There's no pressure on Tom.
And the problem here, now he doesn't have a finish. The 2 single 20s leaves no finish because a ton does not do it for you.
Yeah, and working with 79 now. Tom eyeballing those 19s, now going back up to 20, just doing a little check there. 60 left, finds it. One dart at double 20. And he just goes high, dead center, but can't find it. So now, opportunity now for Mike Parissi to bring his score down. Tom sitting quite pretty, though, with 40.
And going downstairs, only a 46 scored, so no pressure on this for Tom. should just walk up and pop this one. Gonna have all the time in the world. Double 10. Let's not make a mess of this.
Oh, no.
Oh, he's messing about a little bit. And he goes low, so still no finish for Mike, but a little iffy on these doubles.
And these are the moments that really hurt as any player. I mean, the opportunity for Mike, if he was on and out, you're not going to get this chance very often, but stuck on 159, able to pick up a great visit, but it's still, you're playing from behind. Tom knows he was safe, just trying to clean up this 5. It can get a little sketchy. Now down to double 2, wants to collect, finds it with that second dart, and 𝗦𝗁𝗃𝗃 again, little shake of the head there, knows that there was some life here in this leg. Tom takes the first set, looking for another one.
Yeah, Mike's going to start us off here in the second set.
Not Joey229 says, the way to destroy any American at darts as a European is crazy, buddy. I implore you to hop on a plane, try out for the Worcester Premier League, and we'll see you soon.
Yeah, we want to see the best players. You got to be able to hold those averages. We've seen some crazy stuff here. Borderline professional averages sitting in the mid to high 90s. So we want to see you do it. I'd love to see it. I applaud it.
Tom and Fred, certainly used to operating at that level. Finds the big 140. Opening salvo fired away by the Emperor. 𝗦𝗁𝗃𝗃 under a lot of pressure now to keep finding triples. That's the main goal right now. Find them.
Yeah, he hasn't been able to keep them straight. The scoring is just not quite there for Mike, and the frustration is setting in. The walls are starting to close in on 𝗦𝗁𝗃𝗃.
I mean, I would say that the walls are closing in, maybe on this leg. Also, funny number, 420 mentioned. But it's a tough spot to be in. I mean, Tom's playing at a significant level right now. Mike has been hovering around this 70-60 average. I really feel like he's just... He can find more triples than this, and they're just not happening right now.
Right, and that gets frustrating, and that takes a mental toll on you. If you know you could throw better than this, and you're just not quite finding it, it starts to get, like, constricting, where what do I do? What do I change? How do I figure out what I'm supposed to do? I'm drifting wide on that trip. Finds another one. 2 trip ones, and it corrects it with a 66. About the best he could have come up with in the scenario that he put himself in.
And he leaves the finish, too. That was about the most Tom Curtin visit I've ever seen, where he nails those 2 triple ones, finds that triple 20. Frustration on the face of Mike here, who is just struggling to put it together. Going back for another helping of breakfast. Tom Curtin working with 155. It's not going to go here, but again, no pressure. This has been a rather easy game, I would say, for Tom Curtin so far.
Yeah, but he'll be frustrated. Look at 2 wide darts, and as I say that, goes down for the 77, but still, he'll be real frustrated with 2 wide darts at the beginning of that turn. It's not in confidence instilling, especially if he wins this. He's going to have to go play Fred Krueger, who's not going to give him the chances that he's getting from Mike.
90 average in that previous game versus Steve K. I mean, that was a good game. I feel like Tom always plays against himself more than he plays against the opponent. Talking with him for all these past couple of seasons, he is the hardest person on himself. Going at double 12. Oh,
just
my
outside.
goodness, just wide. Wants to find it, lock it down, and again, he can't find it, but he will be coming back.
Yeah, 2, 3, 4 for Mike. All he can do is hope for a mistake. He's just got to find a treble in this visit, or he's going to be still sitting on an island.
Yeah, this is going to be pretty tough here. Finds that big triple, so he will be down to and out the 134, but relying on mistakes from Tom Curtin. More shots at this double 12. Oh, my goodness, finds that 9. You can even see on the face of he wasn't expecting that either. 15 now, finds it for double 4, and he blocks it down with that third dart, so... little bit of a cleanup necessary, but off to the races here, finds that opening leg. 𝗦𝗁𝗃𝗃, now I think you start to hit the panic button a little bit.
I think he just hasn't found the scoring that we know that he can shoot, so he's not getting the opportunities, and it's like I said, constricting. It starts to enclose on you, and the game starts to feel like there's not a whole lot I can do. You start to feel helpless. All you can do is learn from it and hope you can keep moving on, but able to find a visit. So Mike, finding the triple this first dart, keeps it straight crucially, and he moves downstairs 99. I like the move. He is one of those taller guys that it can be hard if you get blocked.
Yeah, and I mean, he does a very good job of collecting the points there. Tom, perfect first dart. Well, yeah, you can see the little smirk there. He was not a fan of that second dart, but he makes the correction.
massive points found. 1-2-5 even gets rid of the 5. I mean, that's a professional job.
Yeah,
right there.
you can tell he intentionally hit that 5 for sure.
It certainly looked like it. I mean, Mike can't follow. Second dart just clatters against the first one. Finds the big switch down. So, Mike, maybe the triples are starting to flow. Needs to keep it going.
Yeah, how smooth can he keep it? Tom's still in the driver's seat here, but any missed visit could spell disaster. So, finds the trip 20. Can he see? Sneaks another one in there.
Wow.
So 140. No mistakes here from the Emperor. Leaving himself 140. 6 darts to take it out.
Yeah, and these are the types of moments now. Oh, not sure what's going on between Tom Curtin and Mike Parissi. We'll see what's a little bit of a chat going on. Yeah, maybe just discussing something a little bit, but these are the types of visits now that really matter most. You need to be able to bring yourself within range here. Not going to be able to get it done.
Needs a triple just to leave a finish here, and he won't do it. So he's going to have 9 darts at this. So he's going to have 6 darts from whatever he has here.
Yeah, I mean, and again, it's tough, but not sure what's going on between Tom and Mike. Just having some words, chit-chatting about something. Tom working with 140, lining up those 20s. Just goes underneath that red bit, so we'll be coming back if he wants to try and take it out. Not able to find much of anything, only walking away with 30. So a little bit of a sloppy job there from the Emperor. An opportunity now for Mike to put some pressure on the shot.
Yeah, suddenly not such a gimme as he's missed wide, but Mike, he's got to get himself to a finish. He's got to do it. And he's not going to put any pressure, really. It's just not going to do it here. 44 is just, it's like the bare minimum. A 164 is just not enough pressure. And a trip 19 now, he will have to go for it, and he won't find it. So technically, Mike's getting a stab at this 164.
Yeah, and this would be a crazy shot if Mike can get this done, and a real shot across the bow for Tom. Wake up call, low percentage shot. I mean, which 20s or 19s? Take your pick. Looks like he's going 20s. Can't get it done. So opportunities now for Tom to clean this up. 20 found here from Mike, so really just struggling to find much of anything. The reaction there says everything.
I think that pretty much sums up how his match has been going. He just wasn't able to keep anything straight. So 16 for bull here for Tom. He barely finds the 16. Even he's like not sure if that's in. So goes for the bull, and he's just outside. 25 left. Parissi survives. Looks for a 1-4-1 now.
Yeah, but needs to be perfect on this first start. Needs to be clean. It's not going to go. 121 and 2 darts, not possible. So, trying to set it up, finds 59. It's good enough. But Tom Curtin looking to take a commanding lead in this game. Wants 9 for double 8 now, going down. Finds it. Oh, no, inside. Wow. And he goes outside. How many chances is Mike Parissi going to get?
He's got 9 lives right now, and he's used about 4 of them already. So he's headed for this 82. Finds the 50. 32 to steal the leg. What an absolute steal this would be. Oh, and he can't quite get it. So Tom coming back for this 8.
Wow, what a shot that would have been to clean up Tom's mess. Wants the double 2 now, going downstairs. Oh my goodness, missing by millimeters. One more shot at it, and he sneaks it in, ramps it with that 3rd dart. So, I mean, that was a nervy ending to that game. Both guys not going to be happy missing the opportunities that they did, but Tom Curtin in a commanding lead in the driver's seat now.
Yeah, Tom Curtin with the double trouble, pretty much losing any advantage that he has in these legs. He's been throwing them away by not being able to capitalize on the doubles. Mike leading out with only a 30. It's not going to be where he wants to be.
If Tom leads out now with anything over a ton, and it looks like that's going to be very likely now, I feel like this story is starting to come to a close here on Mike's first time on the stream.
But remember, he's got to hit this double, and he's not been solid on it. So it's just how far behind is Mike going to be when Tom misses doubles, if he does.
Yeah, if he does again. Able to pick up that nice 100. So great darts there from Mike Parissi, putting the pressure back on Tom. Looking to try and keep following up his high-scoring shots with some more. Finds that beautiful 2nd dart. Plenty of space next to it. fills it up, finds the big 140, pressure right back on Mike.
Yeah, and if you know Tom, he's not the guy that's missing tons of doubles. It's very uncharacteristic for him. The last 2 weeks have been what I would call uncharacteristic and not hitting the doubles that he needs to do. Oh, looks like only a 45 found. Oh, he finds the 85.
One. I mean,
he did sneak one in there, so keeps himself relevant in this leg. So if Tom is unable to get it there, then maybe he gets his chances again. But Tom, another trip 20. Another trip 20 with a 1-2-5. Will be first to a finish.
Yeah,
granted, it's a big one.
Piling the pressure on. I mean, 𝗦𝗁𝗧𝗃, perfection from this point out, needs to be perfect. Unfortunately, the second dart drops low, so 80 found, would love another one. Finds the big switch, so great stuff there. The huge 1-3-4 to pressure. Tom Curtin's 1-3-6. Both low percentage, high ton plus checkouts. See if they can get it done. Not going to go here, so opportunity now for Mike. If Tom, well, let's see what he leaves himself.
He'll go downstairs to leave himself 40, and he does.
Great setup. So now 𝗦𝗁𝗧𝗃, he just needs to find one to give himself the shot.
Well, he needs two treble 20s, and he's not going to find it. The triple one might be the end of 𝗦𝗁𝗧𝗃. Only a 42 scored. To leave 110, but Tom Curtin, 3 at tops. You don't expect a miss.
Oh, down to double 10 now, grounding the houses, doesn't want to stay too long, going up to a very tricky double 5, and it looks like the deal is done. The game is over, and 𝗦𝗁𝗧𝗃 falls in the semifinals, secures 2 points, but Tom Curtin moving on to the finals against Fred Krueger. What a game that we just witnessed.
Yeah, we're going to have a grudge match between Fred Krueger and Tom Curtin. So last week, Fred had the better of him. Was the better player just the whole match. It was pretty much a stomping at that point.
Yeah, I mean, we also saw, in my opinion, a different Tom Curtin this week than we did last week. You touched on it during the game. Tom Curtin, a little bit of a left-right, just not able to dial in his throw this week, looking a lot more solid. Maybe some double trouble that he still has to iron out, but I think the scoring's there. I think we're in for a great game between Fred and Tom.
Yeah, Tom's definitely going to have to figure out his doubles if he wants to come out on top of this one.
Yeah. So, guys, don't go anywhere. We are going to have an amazing final here in week 2, just a few minutes, but we're going to run a couple ads, take a quick break. See you soon. Don't go anywhere.
Stay here.
Thank you to 𝗬𝗲 Taproom for being the Season 4 presenting partner. 𝗬𝗲 Taproom is the place to play indoor golf in Worcester. Featuring 5 bays with brand new 𝗬𝗲𝗄𝗃 laser simulators and over 16,000 courses to choose from, including local courses, you're guaranteed to tee off comfortably on your favorite course any time of the year. 𝗬𝗲 Taproom also hosts indoor golf leagues year-round so you can grow as a player and have fun rain or shine. Great food, great drinks, and reasonable rates. Navigate to 𝗬𝗲taproom.com to book a bay today. Say hi to Todd, Doreen, and the rest of the staff. They'll be sure to take good care of you.
Great teams don't happen by chance. They're built on trust, teamwork, and people who show up when it matters. At 𝗏𝗡 Staffing Solutions, we connect people with opportunity and businesses with reliable talent. And we're proud to support the local communities and organizations that bring people together. 𝗏𝗡 Staffing Solutions. People first, community always.
Days End Tavern is Oxford's hometown sports bar. Always serving up great times, great drinks, and great vibes. Always open for the biggest games. Come for the people, stay for the dart leagues, pool leagues, trivia nights, live music, and so much more going on every week. Come as friends, leave as family. How every hometown bar should be. Head on down to Days End Tavern in Oxford today.
𝗏𝗏𝗏 Darts is the name in darts for Central Massachusetts and beyond. From dart sets and boards, accessories and apparel, to luck of the draws and events, 𝗏𝗏𝗏 Darts does it all to support the community they truly understand and love. Trusted by everyone, from players just starting out to state league champions, if you need to stock up on supplies or are just looking for a good time, look no further than 𝗏𝗏𝗏 Darts. Be sure to follow them on Facebook to stay up to date and tell them the WPL sent you.
Since 2014, U.S. Sports and Apparel has been helping teams, companies, and organizations look their best. Their catalog runs deep, including custom team uniforms, embroidered corporate wear, spirit wear, and promotional items. If you want it branded, they have the tools and the people to get the job done right. So if you're looking for unmatched quality, customer service, and quick turnaround time on your project, head down to Marlboro or give US Sports and Apparel a call. Again, if you're looking for gear that works as hard as you do, trust in US Sports and Apparel to get the job done right.
No job is too big or too small for Worcester's best signage and display crew. 𝗬𝗏𝗏 are experts in signage, banners, large format printing, vinyl lettering, and more. With work featured all over New England, they will understand your needs better than any competitor, guaranteed. If you're looking for a local business that truly cares about quality, 𝗬𝗏𝗏 is here for you. Check out their Facebook page or visit them online at 𝗬𝗏𝗏creative.com.
Thank you to 𝗬𝗏 Taproom for being the Season 4 presenting partner. 𝗬𝗏 Taproom is the hub of darts in central Massachusetts. With close to 30 dartboards to play on and the biggest Friday luck of the draw around, you're guaranteed to see some friends or make some new ones every time you stop in. Additionally, 𝗬𝗏 Taproom hosts many Worcester Dart League and Minuteman Dart League teams in all divisions, making it fun and inviting for a wide range of players and skill levels. If you're looking to develop your game, why not try and play in one of the many weekly leagues from cricket to long format 501? You're going to grow as a player and have fun doing it. So if you're serious about darts, stop by 𝗬𝗏 Taproom as soon as you can. Say hi to Todd and Doreen and the rest of the staff. They'll be sure to take good care of you. 𝗬𝗏 Taproom, 70 James Street in Worcester. See you there.
Alrighty, everybody. Welcome back to the tail end of week 2 here. Coming back to the cam, Steven Martinez, joined by
Nick the Sureshot Soldo.
And we have had an action-packed week 2. I mean, oh my God, the players have been throwing phenomenal darts, and we have a stellar lineup for the final here. Fred Krueger, Tom Curtin.
I mean, arguably 2 of the top guys in this league. Krueger has just been rolling everybody. He's been playing some just phenomenal stuff, and people just can't get through him.
Yeah, it's certainly going to be a tough test for Tom, who actually fell to Fred Krueger last week in the semifinals in a convincing 2-0 for Fred Krueger. Tom's throw was a little off kilter a little bit. Definitely some more left-right misses, throwing wide, not hitting doubles. This week, he's looked a lot more solid. Thoughts on Tom's performance tonight?
I think it's an improvement from last week. I don't know if it's going to be enough to beat Fred. Right now, he's not hitting the doubles as consistently, and he'll tell you that. He doesn't feel like he's practiced as much as he wants to. He said he's getting over an illness, and that was kind of the problem last week, and he hasn't been able to practice nearly as much as he wanted to. So he's just now getting back to the kind of the level. And, I mean, he's still throwing great darts, but when you got a guy that's averaging in the 90s, what do you got to throw better?
Yeah, and another thing to also, think about is Fred's game. We saw this last week. The first round game, I think it was low 80s against Steve Krikorian.
It was like almost exactly an 80.
Almost 80, and then he did the same thing where his game improved by about 5 or 6 points from game 1 to game 2. And now you just have to think, does he have that final gear to push his average much above the 90 that we saw last week in the finals against Joe? I mean, if he can do that again tonight, I don't know if Tom can do it, and I don't think I've ever caught myself saying that statement before.
Yeah, last week we saw him go better, best in his 3 matches. So he's already continuing that trend of throwing a good first match and then a better second match. Is he going to come out swinging like he did last week?
We shall see. But going to how we got here to the bracket, this is the journey that everybody took. Steve Krikorian 2-0 against Mike Carignan. Mike Carignan throwing some great darts tonight. Joe Ricard fell to Fred Krueger in the opening round, 2-0. The other side of the bracket, Tom Curtin 2-0ing Mark Rudge. Mike Parissi getting crucial points on the season, 2-1 in a nail-biting set against Justin Burke. Steve Krikorian fell to Freddie in the semifinals. Tom Curtin took out Mike in the semifinals on the other side of the bracket. That's how we got here. Going to the board cam. There are the 2 competitors. We'll go ahead and give them the call that we are ready for them.
Their final warm-ups in, we saw a 140 from Fred in his warm-up here. So they're gonna get started. They're gonna cork right now. We're gonna see how this goes.
Lolo in the chat saying, great finals coming up. Couldn't agree with you more. That looks like it's outside from Fred, so opportunity for Tom to get a pretty big advantage if he can find the center of the board. Gets it done, so it's going to be Tom leading off here, and I feel like he's going to need every advantage he can get.
Yeah, he's going to lead off our odd sets, has that advantage of throw. Can he capitalize? The scoring's been really solid from Tom, but the doubling is where it needs to improve.
Yeah, and I feel like Tom definitely has something to prove here. He wants to get this game back against Fred, who took him out last week. So 85 to lead off here. It's going to be good, but I feel like Tom's going to be playing with a lot of passion in this game, wants to lock this down. I think Fred, the Nightmare, is just going to be doing his thing.
And yeah, there's a little bit of that left-right that we saw from Tom, but Fred starting out strong. Looks like he's got one in there. I think it's just a ton, just kicked just high. Oh, it's only 85, wow. So that second dart was wide. So he matches Tom Curtin. Tom's still in the driver's seat.
Neck and neck down the line here for both guys. Trying to slot a dart in there, going downstairs, rightfully so. 2 blocked, and just finds that single 3. So might be nerves, might be a return of last week's form, which would be the worst thing possible for Tom. Freddie looking to just hammer more triple 20s, finds that first dart. Second dart looks like it's in there as well. Third dart, oh, I'm not sure if it's a ton or a ton 40. It is a ton 40. Great stuff there.
Yeah, and you can see the consistency from him. Just calm, cool, collected. And Tom just unable to keep the dart straight. And that's going to be a big problem in this final.
Oh, wow.
26, very uncommon for the Emperor, our back-to-back champion. But Fred, looking to become the back-to-back nightly winner. Another trip 20 as he is just dialed, goes just low. Will stay. and try to slot one in. It looks like he does.
Wow.
I think he did slot that one in there. Another 140 for Fred Krueger.
And this is what we saw last week in the finals. I mean, he just finds this extra gear. Tom Curtin, 2 in the bed, needs to fill it up, quite frankly. Finds the big 180. So a great maximum to leave a finish. But Fred, again, he just has this extra gear that he's able to find, and he's able to just pressure the best of them in the best way possible for himself.
And yeah, Fred is just wide with that third dart. So Tom, 167. It's going to be a tough one. Not out of the realm of possibility after just throwing the 180, and it looks like he is just wide. Yeah, and he finds the trip 20 with the second dart, so he's going to be frustrated that dart. He walks it right across for a 78. That is tough stuff from Tom. Unable to keep the dart straight, so Fred, 2-dart finish, 93. Can he take it out?
Yeah, looking at down at the 19s here, finds it, so going up to double 18. Wants the switch, gets it done. Clinical 2-dart take. Fantastic work there in the opening leg here from Fred Krueger, leading out with a 107.36 against the 82 of Tom. We saw this last week, and quite frankly, I don't think this man is going to slow down anytime soon.
No, definitely not. And look at that. Right in the middle, and he gets another one. It kicks a little low, but he's going for it, and it goes high. A 140, still a phenomenal start for Fred Krueger.
Yeah, I mean, once he gets on this roll, he's very much like he's so hard to stop. I mean, he just builds the momentum and keeps the momentum going. Tom Curtin finds one, wants to follow with a ton, does follow with a ton 40 of his own. So Tom, again, he's not going to be easy to take out. Fred knows that, but if he keeps throwing the darts that he has been throwing, I mean, look at this. He just keeps going.
Yeah, he is just dialed in. And the biggest thing I can say, and again, I sound like a broken record, they're straight darts. He's not straying left or right. He's straying up or down. And that's safe to do because you're going to find that 20 every single time. So let's see if Tom is going to be able to capitalize and answer back. He won't, and there it is. There's the straying to the right and just finding the fat one. So Fred, in control of this leg now.
Yeah, I love seeing the support for Fred in the chat there. He has been playing like a monster all night long, looking to double dip, take weeks 1 and 2. Looks like he's not able to find a triple there, so a not-so-good visit from Tom Curtin is followed by a pretty mediocre visit from Fred, but Fred's still very much in the driver's seat here as Tom tries to catch back up.
Yeah, can he stack on top of that? He goes into the trip 5, does stack on top of that for a 95, but he's still going to be behind.
Yeah, Freddie, 220 again. The way he's been throwing, if Tom's not in front, he is, well, behind the 8-ball here. Fred, that might be a little bit of a tough blocker to get around. He's going to stay on it, stay true, able to find that ton to leave himself the Shanghai. Took that out in the previous game in that last leg there against Parissi. I mean, it's just, was it Parissi that he played against?
No, it was Steve.
Steve Krikorian, my bad.
Steve, yeah, he took out the 120, just bing, bang, bong, and knocked it out to win the match.
Yeah, and Tom not leaving it finished, stuck on 180. Fred looking to line up, finds that perfect first dart. We saw the same way, looking for the middle. Great marker dart, wants to go right above it. And I think he takes it out again. That is 2-1. Oh, no, it was way high. I'm so sorry. This is why I wear glasses and why I'm behind the microphone. My bad.
But crucial thing, he is coming back for this 40, which he's been so deadly on. All Tom can do is put pressure on and wait. So he's going to set on that 120 now and say, hey, if you miss, I'm going to take it out and show you how to do it. But you don't bet on Fred to miss this shot as he's going to walk it down in there. Going to look to bank it off that top dart, and he does bank, but it goes low, so double 10. And he does find it, cleans it up nicely.
Yeah, I feel like you only get one chance against the Nightmare, Fred Krueger. You're only ever going to get one, and you better take advantage of it because he does not mess around on his doubles. I think, what was his proficiency on doubles in the earlier game? Did we ever figure that out?
I don't have the exact stat, but he was sitting right around 50% on his doubles. The checkout efficiency, I think, was sitting around 30%, meaning if he walked up to the board with a finish, 30% of the time he's taking it out, and that includes all the ton-plus finishes that he gets sat on. So he's in the trip 20 this time, decides to go downstairs, doesn't like the lie of that first dart, and he stays down for a 98. Could be a smart move.
I like it. I mean, honestly, how often do we see people with the first dart, plenty of space in the bed, shifting away from it? He didn't like something about it, and he was confident enough to move down.
Tom able to find a trip 20 with his first dart. Finds the second dart. Can he sneak a third one in? No, he goes well low. 121, though, is going to put him in a good spot in this leg.
And how irritating that is for Tom to find those first 2 darts and the third one is well wide.
Yeah, and Fred in again. He'll go low. But just back and forth with the power scoring of looks like a 140 for Krueger, answering the 121 from Tom.
Tom, 3-5-4. Needs to start finding these darts, needs to start centering them just a little bit better. All over, left and right again, tries to put it in the middle, goes well to the left, so the overcorrection on the correction. Not looking good here, 31. Fred working with 2-6-3 and looking to put his score down into a pretty reasonable spot. Put himself in a commanding position in this set. 2 in there, wants the, well, he's going downstairs now, finds the big 177. Unbelievable scoring there from Fred Krueger. Wow.
Just great stuff. What an incredible setup shot. Going to leave himself, at worst, a shot at the bull, and Tom is going to be nowhere close in this leg.
Yeah, 70 there. It's not going to be good enough. Fred, 86, wants a triple 18 here. Leave himself 32, finds it. This is insane. 2 darts at double 16, able to get it done in 2. And we saw this again last week. He went 80, 85, and now he's over 100, taking the first set. Unbelievable standard from Fred.
Yeah, averaging a 104. That is professional level darts, my friends. That is just absurd stuff.
And how blessed are we to have this in our area? This is the Worcester Premier League. This is the standard of play. Tom has been running the roost for the past 2 seasons, but a new challenger is here. Great darts are being thrown. 120 found, opening salvo from Fred.
Yeah, this is just high-level stuff. The guy comes in, destroys the play-in tournament, just absolutely runs through everybody, and he's showing why. He earned this opportunity, and he's taking the most of it.
And Tom looking to try and elevate those darts. Can't find the triple, only finding 60. And I mean, I'm kind of struggling here because I very rarely see Tom show this much emotion in any of his games. I mean, he's getting outplayed by Fred Krueger, who just seems to make this game look so easy.
And yeah, you can tell Tom is just not at the level that he was playing last season, where he was consistently averaging high 80s to low 90s. He's not able to find it, so we're hoping throughout the season, but finds 2 trip 20s, and he goes low with the third dart, but keeps it straight for a 140. But the level is just not the same as what we saw last season. So we're going to hope he picks it up throughout the season. I think he's going to hope he picks it up throughout the season.
I think Tom definitely will pick it up as the season goes along. Freddie looking to find another one. Tries to go for the switch. Only finds, I think, the 1 there. Does find 81. But, I mean, again, despite the struggles that Tom has been experiencing right now, I would never bet against the man. He knows how to play a professional game. He knows how to correct his throw. He knows how to solve whatever issue is plaguing his throw. So, Fred, I mean, the guy's throwing a monstrous game. Tom's trying to hang on. Yeah, I'm just kind of at a loss.
Fred said he wanted to come into this league and show what he can do. He wanted to get back on the map. And I don't know, did that kick into the trip 20?
I think it is.
He might go bull, might go trip 19. Oh, let's see where he decides to make his move. He goes trip 17, and a 97 scored, it looks like. It is. So we're sitting with an 84.
Good, very good leave. Tom needs 2. We'll be going downstairs now, and just a haywire dart, not satisfied with where that one was placed. 43, not going to be enough to get him anywhere close. Freddie, we believe, is going to be going triple 20. 64 left now.
He'll go trip 16 because Tom is not on a finish.
Finds the 8.
And he'll 16 to leave tops here. And he does. But look at the standard. He was on 84 after 12 darts.
Yeah.
That's just how solidly he's playing. And now he's sitting on 40 where he's almost never missing it.
Yeah, 203. Tom well behind the darts. A little bit of frustration shown from Tom Curtin here. Not satisfied with the way the action has been going tonight. And very rarely has Fred missed tops. And if he does miss, he cleans it up on that double 10. Needs to work it down a little bit. Goes high with that first dart. Goes a little too low, moving across to double 10 now. And he goes outside. So a low percentage opportunity now for Tom Curtin. 160, he needs it.
Yeah, you could tell the control's just not there from Tom tonight. Can he right the ship? It's a better looking dart than the rest of his darts have looked, and he finds it. So now lay it up, find another trip 20. He goes for tops, the 120 to leave tops. What a confident shot that is from Tom. Just something to build his morale. But Fred, sitting on 20, looking to take this leg out, goes wide.
Still trying to work it in, wants to reel it in. It looks like not in, so one more dart in hand to try and take it home. Looks like he locks it down. So after a beautiful setup from Tom Curtin, Fred Krueger shuts the door, 4 legs on the spin.
Yeah, it's just been great darts from Fred. That's the first time we've really seen him missing some darts. But Tom was starting to get some momentum back with a big 120 setup and a 1-2-1 to lead out. So is he starting to find that rhythm, that straight dart?
And he's nowhere out of the game. I mean, it's gone rough, 4 legs on the spin. But if he can keep finding those big triples, finding some big scores, I mean, he's just been beaten down the line by Fred each and every time. We haven't seen many opportunities where Tom has really had a commanding lead in any of these legs. He just has to focus on finding these triples, keeping his arm steady, making sure that he gets down first.
Yeah, and he's in there again with 2 trebles, a 1-2-5, and we're starting to see a turn in the scoring. Fred, gonna have to find something big to come back in this leg. As we say that, he's in with the first dart. He's in with the second dart. Can he sneak a third one in? No, it's going to go low, but a 140 will just keep him interested. It's still Tom Curtin's leg to lose.
255 for Tom Curtin now going just high. Might be a blocker electing to stay on it. 2 up. Now looks like he's going downstairs to the 19s. Finds that big switch downstairs. So doing very well to keep pushing the ball forward, keep the lead. Working with 158, Freddie with 315. Finds that first dart perfectly. So much space left and right of that dart. 2 in there. Looks like he's going to go for another one. And he pushes it into that trip 1. Still, what a battle this has been.
Yeah, this is coming down to scoring. Tom has finally found his footing in the scoring department. So all he has to do is clean this leg up. He's got 6 darts. A ton here is killer. He goes for the 94. Nice. He does move over, but again, now it's going to be a 2-dart finish for Tom Curtin.
Yeah, great darts there from Tom Curtin. Fred just looking to push this score down. No way to go from 192. So just trying to keep him steady. Finds another. Well, he wants another, excuse me. Finds one. Only able to find the time. 92, though, that's a great leave. Tom, he's been struggling with his doubles a little bit. There's a chance that Fred can come back.
Yeah, with how consistent Fred's been on that trip 20, Tom feels like he's got to get this to go. So tops for Tom. And he checks it out. What a checkout for Tom. His first dart at double goes.
Yeah, that's a phenomenal checkout at just the right time there for Tom Curtin. Great work. Fred Krueger, a little bit behind in the scoring department. Let Tom have the lead. Was not able to catch back up. Needs to find a triple here. Staying downstairs. Not able to find anything. But I feel like when it comes down to timing, Tom needed that right then, right there.
Yeah, honestly, it was just a momentum shift back in the favor of Tom. And it's just a confidence builder. But that is not how you want to start the turn. He's going to want to find 2 trips, and he's not going to do so. Can he correct?
Oh,
no, it's
man.
Wide. He goes right across, just walks it over. And this has been the problem. It's the consistency. He found a great leg, and it was a great leg and a great finish. But Fred has been consistently just plugging away where even his bad legs are good enough to be at least in the running to win.
Yeah, not able to find anything worthwhile there. 59 found, but again, he's finding these big numbers. He's able to keep pushing down the score consistently. Tom Curtin now needs to take a breath, needs to take a step back, and needs to start hammering these 20s. Finds the first dart. Awkward angle, though, so might be a little tricky finding another one in there. Can he find it? No, he cannot. Only finds the ton, so it's enough for right now. But again, just about 11 points separating Fred Krueger and Tom Curtin. Fred can just keep on hammering.
Yeah, he finds that trip 20 with the first dart, goes downstairs, will stay down there. Didn't like how that first one was sitting, so a 98 from Fred. And I think the big difference between Fred and Tom in this match particularly is that Fred's worst visits are like 60s and 59s, where Tom's are 28s because he's drifting into the 5 and the 1. And that's showing right here, but he does good to find that trip 20. And he finds another one, so a 1-2-1, able to make the best of a bad situation.
Yeah, and I completely agree with your point there that some of the worst turns for Tom have come at very inopportune times as well. But Fred doing a very good job to make sure that if he is going to have a stinker of a round, it's not going to be, a leg killer. And here he comes again, finding more perfect darts. Wants another one in there. Fortunately, catches the dart inside, so the ton will have to suffice. But 252 for Tom Curtin. I mean, he's got to be feeling it.
Yeah, he needs a ton here just to leave a finish, and it's an outside chance finish. And that one looks like it's just low of the 20, but that's definitely in the trip 5. So not, he will actually leave the finish. Yeah, the 95 will leave the finish, but he just snuck it in that corner. So how much pressure could Fred put on here? Some power scoring is what's needed. Finds the trip 20 with the first one. Looks like he finds the second one. Does he move here? He does. What a shot, a 150 from Fred Krueger.
Leaving himself 36. I mean, unbelievable setup play from Fred Krueger on display. This will not go for Tom Curtin. 137 remaining, drifting off into the ones. I mean, the Emperor looking a little shaky now. Fred eyeballing this double 18. How many is he gonna need to take this home?
When he goes one outside, is he gonna be able to work it in? And he does.
Wow.
And he checks out the 36 after a 150 setup shot out of nowhere to put himself in the lead.
Yeah, and I mean, right now, if this was straight leg play, I mean, this is 5 legs to 1. How often do you see Tom Curtin going down this far in straight leg play, let alone set play?
And I think it just speaks volume. It's the level of play that Fred is playing. He's just unrelenting right now. And Tom is not at the top of his game, and Fred's taking full advantage.
Yeah, the nightmare continues to be rather frightening on this dartboard. Continues to hammer these triple 20s. Great darts being tossed. Looks like he's only able to find the ton, but it's enough. I mean, when you lead out with that confident score every time, you just know where your rhythm is. You know where that line is. It's so hard to get bumped off that line. Tom needs to try and find a triple 20, needs to go higher, slots it in low. I mean, this is also something that we saw last week from Tom with these low darts.
Yeah, I was talking to Fred and Joe, actually, about their throws and how they both have a similar kind of pump fake to their throw. And it helps with the timing, that if he can consistently get that release point the same, then he knows what he's doing every time. And it's just the movement, that little, like, consistent pump that he does. And Joe does the same thing, but just kind of a smaller scale.
Yeah, I mean, and it works. I mean, and it works. It's working amazingly well for Fred tonight. 3:01 remaining now. I mean, he's just looking to keep on blowing up this scoring. Might be able to use that as a really good marker. He does use it. Looks like he's going downstairs. Doesn't like the flight where it landed. Missed that 17 by quite a wide margin. 82 found, but already starting to pull that lead in front of Tom.
Yeah, look for that trip 17 to leave 170 there. 131 to leave 170. Would have been on a finish. He wants to give everyone a show.
Oh, nice.
And a 140 or a 125? Yeah, 140 from Tom Curtin. I was talking to Fred. Fred tried so hard at the play-in tournament. He's like, I wanted to give you a 180. I wanted to give you the big things. But absolutely ran through that event. And there's the trip 20. Will go downstairs, I would think. Yeah, and the 99 scored from Fred Krueger to leave the Shanghai that he's already taken out today.
Yeah, I mean, I know that Freddie wanted to hit that 180. I mean, we made signs and everything. Unfortunately, we never saw one, so they never came out. But, I mean, it just speaks to the level of player that Fred is, where he is like, he's actively trying. He wants to do it. He knows he can do it. And we've seen him take out this 120 once before tonight. Able to, going
won't do
wide.
it this time.
Won't do it this time. So 117 remaining now. Looking to go. Oh, looks like he stays up. So now he's going to be going downstairs. 19's thinking about it, taking a think. Tossing the dart. Finds that trip 17. Great darts there. And Downey's dart clip says trying to beat anyone averaging 94 is insane. Yeah, it is.
And keep this in mind, he averaged 104 after the first set, but Tom Curtin, 164 chance, finds the trip 20, finds the trip 18, looking for the bull, and he gets it! A 164 for Tom Curtin, keeps himself alive.
Wow.
And we've got a match, guys.
That is the biggest checkout, I think, that we have seen so far this season. 164, what a whopper from Tom Curtin.
And yeah, showing I'm not dead, I'm still in this game.
Going all the way, man. This is crazy.
And he finds the ton to lead out Fred Krueger consistently. Just finding that ton.
Tom Curtin, I mean, that is a statement take, though. I mean, he is not going to let this one go. finds, well, a good look so far, finds the big 140. We might have a game on our hands.
Is this the turning point for Tom Curtin? He's found his rhythm and just pounded that 164 into a 140 start. And Fred just a little off on the scoring. He's not quite able to
rattle him. You think it rattled him, the 164?
I don't know if it really gets in his head, to be completely honest with you. It would rattle me if someone came up and stole a leg with a 164, but I think if you're Fred, you've still got to feel pretty good because you've been consistently the better player in this match.
Yeah, and Tom Curtin really starting to find these triples. Looks like just
81.
high on that third one. So 81 found. Fred Krueger, 341, excuse me. So he's not too far behind. Still opportunities for both players, able to find that first dart. Second dart looks like it's not able to follow, going downstairs to the 19s. And, well, it's a close game between both guys. This is nervy.
Yeah, and right now, advantage goes to Tom Curtin. He's going to have more chances here if he can just pick up a 1 or 2 treble visit. We'll put him in an okay spot. But it looks like he's blocked pretty heavily. Yeah, he goes high. Only a 60. So initiative is in Fred's hand if he can find a ton.
Yeah, Freddie lining up his shot now. Needs to keep these darts steady. Finds that big triple. So again, the pressure is just continuing to be relentless. Stays there for the... I like that. That's a confident move there. Knows where the line is. Stays there. All the pressure on Tom now working with 220.
But takes his time. Thinks about what the score is. What does he need to do to leave a finish here? But Tom not finding the triple. And no, he's not going to be on a finish. So 6 darts for Fred after having the 164 taken out on him is now 6 darts away.
Yeah, 117. Lining it up. 97 going downstairs to the trip 19. Not going to find it, so we'll need 3 more darts to get this done. We'll just be looking to set it up. Finds that 57. Great setup, great leave. Tom Curtin, what can you do from here?
All Tom can do is put as much pressure on and hope he misses. But that 5 is not confidence instilling. After such a huge finish into a good leg, just really tough to come back and not perform in the final leg here. Does find the 54 with the last dart to at least put a little pressure on, but 60 has been almost a gimme for Freddie all night.
Yeah, lining it up now. Finds that 20. 2 darts in hand at double 20 for the night. Needs to go downstairs to double 10. This is for the week 2. Oh, he can't get it done. A lifeline for Tom Curtin looking to extend this game. 114. No, he just can't afford to miss.
Yeah, you can't miss this. You've got to take it out. And he goes for the 19 first. And he won't find it. Only 38 scored, and he knows it. But Fred going to be coming back for this 10, which could be a little tricky. If you miss inside, miss a little low, you could be in a bad spot.
Do you think he just splits here, or do you think he goes straight at it?
I mean, if I know Fred, I think he goes right at it. I don't think he's very scared of a double 5. Looks like he's looking up there. Going to look to just bang it in. First dart.
Wow. What a game that we just got to witness between Tom Curtin and Fred Krueger. The nightmare on Sutton Ave persists and takes his 2nd week in a row. Congratulations, Fred Krueger. That is your back-to-back weeks victory. I mean, just unbelievable darts.
And averaging a 91, he's just been crazy. Unplayable at this point. It's Tom fought back, but just wasn't able to find that consistency.
Yeah, and ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I do want to say thank you so much for being here because this is one of the best nights of action that we've had at the WPL. No technical problems. We sorted everything out. But, I mean, Nick, what a standard. We saw it again from week 1 to week 2. That extra gear was found by Freddie. I mean, you could tell Tom wanted to get it done there. But, I mean... that was just an incredible game. I think probably one of the best games we've had.
And this is the standard that the WPL is starting to set. We're starting to see all the players have to play better. We saw Parissi throw like a 75 in week 1, and we're seeing these guys. We're seeing Fred Krueger averaging consistently over a 90, and we saw this. This was the same trend as last week. Worst or like good, better, best going into the final. And Tom fighting back, but just wasn't able to make it happen.
Yeah, but crucially, some big points scored from Tom there by making it to the final. That is back-to-back 5-point week victories for Fred Krueger, so he is well in front of the pack. And we're going to start to see the storyline develop in the standings as we get into week 3, 4 onwards, start to get a clear picture of the playoffs. But, again, can't get too ahead of ourselves.
What a game by Fred Krueger.
Yeah, just great stuff. Great darts from everyone. We saw some great games on the stream today.
Yeah, we did. So everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. A big thank you to all of our sponsors for making all of Season 4 possible. This is where our journey tonight ends. If you have tuned in from beginning to end, thank you very much. If you are tuning in for the first time, come back next week. We're going to be here next Monday, 6:45 p.m. Same group of characters, same commentary team. But for now, I'm Steven Martinez.
I'm Nick Soldo.
Thank you very much for being here. We will see you next week.